With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shad's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran should have feeling so insecure. The money he earned on yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machinist, snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if battery fun is shy or scant to see if hours making feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a bike, pretending they're for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react, but isn't actor as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. She's nearly over it and a win is in sight, with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not light. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo for what is today, Saturday the 16th of March 2024. That's right, it's a rare Saturday bingo because I missed doing it on the Friday as I was too busy with in real life family commitment stuff and all that shit. I had a good Friday night. I was switched off from DSP antics for the most part until I got home later on that evening. And yeah, it seems like I missed a lot. It seems like I missed a hell of a amount of things happening on Phil for Phil on Friday. He appears to have rage quit Final Fantasy VII. He appears to be doing some sort of brand new co-op game or whatever with Cat, Beyond Two Souls, whatever it is. And yeah, he's apparently had an insane rant as well on Friday regarding the state of his fucking channel and all that shit. So I've not seen any of the shit. So DSP Technology made a video. DSP threatens to drop all RPGs if viewers don't start supporting rants about other streamers. I've not seen any of the shit. So I thought I'd watch it together in case you guys haven't seen any of it yet either. I mean, I assume most of you have. But yeah, as I said, I was fucking just, enjoying life on Friday or whatever, but now it's Saturday and everything else. First things first, let's try and catch up with what Phil did on Friday, thanks to this compilation made by Mimology 101. By the way, 1.25 speed.
We've been stuck in this endless Groundhog Day feeling of every day it's the same stuff. It's another long RPG. It's another limitless, endless, never progressing game. And because of that, I feel like the variety has kind of stagnated here on the channel. This channel has stagnated. Views are down. Engagement is down. Contributions are down. Everything is down. Yes, thank you, Dig McCloud, who's basically being a dark cloud saying, oh, economy is down, inflation is up, everything's terrible. Yes, I heard this a million times. I also heard this during COVID. Yes, I also heard this during everything. You guys, you're a broken record. Okay? And I can't just have that continue. The thing is, it's not like this is going to last forever, because we're in a situation where there are some exciting, interesting games coming out, not only in the next few weeks, but in the next few months. Looking long-term at stuff, the Elden Ring DLC, is going to get people excited to see me play that, among many other things coming out.
But Phil, you said the exact same thing about Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was meant to fucking be one of the biggest massive Game of the Year contenders right off the fucking bat. You were hyping up tremendously, and all of a sudden, within the space of a week or two, you've dropped it altogether? Because you're fucking piss poor at managing your schedule, the games you fucking play for your audience, and you can't fucking manage to fucking get through RPGs before you add another one to the fucking list. Phil, you are responsible for the content you upload to your channel and what you stream to your audience. So that is entirely on you at the end of the day, ultimately. That is on you. If you have any problems with the schedule, the games you're playing, that is your fucking fault, first and foremost.
By the summer. But we're in March. Okay? And the situation that I find myself in, and all of us find ourselves in on this channel every day, is, okay, it's time for stream number 37 of the same game that I've been playing for 7 months. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but, it's going to be same kind of stuff again. Same crowd will be here, which is fine. But at one point, will there be new exciting stuff going on? Oh, there's a new game coming out. Oh, guess what? Reports say it's terrible. Well, I'm not going to play it then. And then we wait. And I continue on with endless long games. And then the next...
Oh, you trust reports now. You trust these gaming journalists, media stuff. In the past, Phil has never trusted the gaming media journalists to fucking score these games because apparently they all have their agendas and they're all shells and all fucking internet together and all that shit. And all of a sudden, Phil's trusting these reports.
Next game that comes out is another endless long RPG, right? And then I skip RPGs because I'm playing too many RPGs. People complain that I skipped the RPGs, even though the RPGs that I'm playing, people are saying are too long and boring. So it's kind of like this endless cycle at this point. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and no one gives a shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Really? Rebirth, no one's showing up to the streams. It's very low attendance, very low engagement, and very low support, right? At least in the case...
Engagement and support are the same thing according to you, Phil. Basically, you're just saying, money is not there. I played a game, but no money. Why no money?
To Baldur's Gate 3, you can argue the interest in the playthrough has waned over time, but man, people support that game. They like it so much and they want to see me play it to completion that they're supporting every single stream. Final Fantasy VII, it's like it jumped off a cliff into the water, onto the narrow shoal rocks down there, and the body is all jarred and ripped apart. I don't know what happened. This is a game that everyone was pumped for, and now it's like no one gives two shits about it at all, right?
I mean, people still care for the game, they just don't care about you playing the game.
I'm bizarrely shocked because I thought people were going to like it. Really. Very shocked. We have two major things to change and or figure out. Okay? The first is as follows. And this is absolutely 100% official because I've had enough. As of now, after today, because today we're already committed to trying to play Battlefront Collection, I am 100% committing to beating these goddamn RPGs as soon as fucking possible.
I mean, if that was true, Phil would have played the game last night. Phil was meant to play the new Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefield game, whatever. He was meant to play that all day. Instead, he couldn't really play it properly in a day stream. There was issues with it, so a night stream was just some sort of strange Q&A chill session. He could very easily have played some random stream of Baldur's Gate 3 or Like a Dragon last night. He chose not to. For somebody somehow only meant to be committed to getting through his games as fast as possible, he just ignored a great chance to fucking play it last night and get through another couple of hours of one of these games.
I'm not going to have Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon endlessly going on these channels. We are playing the fuck out of them. That's the thing. We have to figure out what's the game that I should play next Friday. Now, again, if I had my choice, if I ultimately could just play whatever I wanted,
Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo,
I would play Dragon's Dogma 2. But I'm concerned because I'm getting feedback that I should play Dragon's Dogma 2. But I'm very concerned. We're getting out of RPGs. We're finishing 2. And now we're going to jump right into another one. Now, it is a very different style of RPG. This is an action-based RPG with different gameplay elements, right? But I am nervous it's not going to work. That it's going to be just like everything else.
Please explain because you're making me nervous.
I buy the game, we play it 2 streams, and after 2 streams, people are tired of it. And they say, well, oh well, and they stop showing up, they stop engaging, they stop supporting, and I might as well never play the game. All right, I'm going to be honest with everyone. You guys have sadly been desensitized to streaming. You now think that every streamer should just play a hot new game for 2 streams and move on.
The fuck does that have to do with it? Hold on. You guys are now so desensitized to streaming, so it's the audience's fault they're not giving you money. Oh, hold on. Phil is blaming not only his audience, but every single gaming content streamer out there for why his audience aren't giving him money. He is literally blaming not only his audience, but his peers and contemporaries and challenging rivals, essentially, as to why he's not getting the support he thinks he deserves. I cannot believe that. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind it. I'll just rewind it for full context, but that makes no sense, Phil.
Never played the game. All right, I'm going to be honest with everyone. You guys have sadly been desensitized to streaming. You now think that every streamer should just play a hot new game for 2 streams and move on. And the reason that you believe that is because that's what the top streamers do, because they're all fickle. Because the reason that they're sitting here in front of you isn't to put out an entertaining broadcast, it's to print money.
Anything for this.
You're literally, the whole point of you fucking making this entire podcast that day seems to be about how you're complaining you're not getting the money you feel you deserve, Phil. The whole entire premise of this podcast appears to be, I'm not getting the money I feel I deserve, so I'm going to make some changes. So for you to fucking sit there and complain about all these other big prominent big YouTubers in it for the money, when your entire fucking beg spiel from Friday seems to be, I want more money, it seems quite contradictory and hypocritical.
this, right? So I see people on Twitter, well, signing off from my 18-hour stream of Black Ops 4 to get some sleep. I'll be back in 3 hours for more. It's like, Jesus Christ, some people are just so serious about this shit. I'm not. You guys know that. I play it for fun. I'm a variety streamer. I don't rely on one genre or one style or one IP in order to make all, make my popularity grow or anything. I'm just here to have fun with any game I play.
And because of that formula, everyone just believes that's the status quo. Okay? It's not. It's not how it's supposed to be. All right? People who actually care about games will fucking play them till completion. They don't just play a game when it's hot for 2 fucking streams and then drop it on its fucking head. But it seems like that's what's going on with tons of these people these days. They get a game because it's free. The publisher gives it to them for free so they can play it and not have to worry about money investment, right?
I would probably be Greg Miller. I would probably be these big time fucking streamers who I don't even want to mention their names because they're assholes and they'll probably talk shit about me on social media if I say anything. Because I know a few of them who already have. I never said a word about them. And when I in general called out on social media influencers, they actually attacked me because they realized that this is their fucking position of power and they rely on the influencer model to be popular and make money. And then if God forbid that if I expose it for what it is, they would actually lose money and clout. So
was that the tweet you then deleted and apologized for, Phil?
they all talk shit about me and try to blacklist me in the industry. But there's a ton of them, guys. A ton of the top people are basically just paid chills. Why do you think they get everything early? Why the fuck did the guys from Kinda Funny Games get Metal Gear Solid 5 early? Were they known for playing Metal Gear Solid? No. Were they even known for being longtime Let's Players? No. They were the guys who got the game early. The golden boys of the industry. These are the chosen people who are going to be the chosen few to represent companies in the future. And you're right, it's becoming this paid-for elitist group, and it's not good. It's not good, man.
They only play it for 2-3 streams while it's popular. And, oh, fuck that, I'm not playing it any further. They never see the end of a game. That's not who I am. That's never who I've been. I don't follow those trends. I don't do what it takes to become popular. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, it's not me, and it's never going to be me. I'm not going to change who I am to follow the trends of what the top streamers do just because they can get away with it because they're so popular. And it's sad because I think that the gaming industry is really, really faltering because of this. You can't retain interest in a game for more than a few days because every fucking person is on to the next game. If the game industry knew what was good for it, here's what it would do. Stop giving out copies to every top streamer and find 5 people who are going to stick with their game throughout the entirety of the game.
Oh, Phil's going live apparently. Let's pause that bastard so we can watch more of this. I want to watch, I want to see more of this. Let's build up some speed up juice.
And actually showcase the full game and how good it is and give them the copies and everyone else can go fuck themselves. Because then what will happen is people will stop with this bullshit of only hyping a game for 2 days and then dropping it. If you're putting on an 80-hour RPG, you don't want people only knowing about the first 4 hours. I'm genuinely upset because we're in a rut now, and I don't like being in a rut. I don't like being in a fucking rut.
Basically, you're making your problems sound like they're everyone's fucking problems when it comes to the fucking gaming industry in general and YouTube or whatever. Well, this is how you don't play should have taught you one thing back in the fucking day all those years ago. People would rather watch what you play in a more condensed format compared to watching every single raw fucking second of it. Now, if you give people the ability to choose between the live raw format or an edited compilation, I'm sure that would go down quite well. But the fact of the matter is, this is how Don't Play done so well, especially at first when Evil Edge made us Metal Gear Solid. That's how you don't play. They done so tremendously well, pretty much because they condensed the most watchable moments into one compilation. The alternative was watching Phil play the game slowly and poorly for what? 80 hours, 100 hours, 100, some dumb thing like I don't know how long. But he didn't learn that. Phil is aware. Phil is aware of the downsides to him doing his content as he does it. He knows that if he wants to have perhaps better metrics and better views and better engagement for his on-demand stuff at the very least, it will require some more effort, whether on his part or someone else doing the effort for him to make that content more watchable. But he refuses to fucking go down that path for whatever fucking reason. He's all about just getting it up there as soon as possible and just in his raw format and just with no much effort into it whatsoever. It's just, oh, here's what I had a live stream and here it is slapped on as an on-demand video, split up into different parts. The only effort goes into it is Phil pressing the stop record and start record button. That's pretty much it. Oh, and of course, I had to pick a thumbnail as well and title the video. Of course, that's a very challenging aspect of having this content in this channel. I can make sure that title is just right, so we're going to attract those extra dozen views.
In a situation where we have all these games going, but no one's happy. You know what I mean? It's like they say you can't please all the people all the time. Well, right now, the only people who are kind of happy right now are the Baldur's Gators, the Baldarians, right? Because I'm playing a lot of that game still, right? So, by the way, I'm just enough of these idiots. Goodbye. Every idiot who just wants to be contradictory in the chat, just say goodbye. Okay? Sitting on here on stream, screaming at me, demanding I play other games, like, oh, I want to see Phil play Code Vein. I want to see play Astral Chain. Why is he playing that? Why is he playing Wily Wars? Why is he playing old games? Why is he doing... Shut the fuck up. All right? Fucking idiot. Everyone has to just contradict everything I say, of course. So
They're just making factual observations, so
that's the deal. Is I need to put my foot down. We have to make a big change here in order to get stuff going. Okay. I hope this is okay with you, because I know some people are going to be upset. They're going to be like, well, what happened to Final Fantasy VII? Well, what happened is people stopped watching it. That's what happened. People have completely stopped. When I play the game, it's like it's dead in here. People are falling asleep. Very few people are engaging. The support as well. Like last time I played Final Fantasy VII, all the support came in during the podcast. As soon as I booted the game, nothing. That's it. It's dead. I might as well have been sitting here just staring at a camera like this for 3 hours. In fact, if I actually did that, I think it would have been more exciting to some people, because people just don't care about the game, and that's sad, because I think it's a fine game. But why am I going to continue on with a game that there is literally no interest in? And that's what I'm getting out of my audience, is I'm getting no interest in that game at all right now. She was probably going to come on stream and do a Q&A session with you guys, because it's been a while now. It's been a month, if you didn't know, since we did the Dunko Island co-op, and it didn't go anywhere. We stopped doing it, and since then we didn't really think of anything else, right? So we were talking about the various different things that we could do and the ideas that we had, and we looked up a bunch of games, a ton of games, to try to look, and we're like, what are we going to do, right? So finally we came to a conclusion. Some of you are going to like it, others of you are going to hate it. But I think for those of you who are into seeing us hang out and interact like a couple, right? And to enjoy a game together, which is what it's about, I think you're going to like what we came up with. If you're someone who's very demanding and has all this fucking laundry checklist of shit, things you absolutely must require of any stream where two people are doing something together in a game, then you're going to be very upset. All right, so just for a warning, there's a small group of people whining in chat that I'm playing this. If you keep it up, you will be banned, because I'm not going to put up with people whining just because you wanted to see a different game. Tough shit. All right, I'll tell you right now, if you're one of the laundry list checklist people, just leave. You're not going to like these streams. Don't even bother attending them. All right, because that's not our intention. We're not doing this to be professional grade streamers. We're some kind of a veteran at this, and everything's perfected. No, instead, it's two of us that want to do stuff together and just have fun. We want to have that social interaction like we have off camera, on camera. In fact, to give you some perspective here, someone left some comments on videos recently, and they said, all the things that you've been describing that you do together on your day off would be great for content. For example, imagine if the first time Kat played Tekken and you were teaching her basics and we got to see her play the arcade mode that you described. That would have been awesome. Imagine her trying this power washing simulator and going through it and having, doing the story of it. That would have been awesome. And this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, does this person not understand that, like, it's okay to have a life outside of a stream? Like, I don't have to have my stream on every moment that I'm out of this room and we're having interaction. Like, when I take a shit, I don't need to have the stream on as the turds hit the water. And as we're cooking, we don't have to see, as we're frying and sauteing in the pan, you don't need to see it singe and sear. You don't need to see the smoke coming out of the food that I'm going to eat. I can just tell you that we made it and ate it. It doesn't, not everything has to be broadcast live to an audience. There has to be like a separation of personal and public. And that's a great thing when you have that. Here we go. Because some people are going to like this and some people are going to hate this. All right. So here we go. The game that we have decided on. Slayer left a comment on one of my videos yesterday. He's like, this might work. And I talked with Kat about it, and we were like, actually, yeah, this would work 1,000,000%. I think this is an excellent idea. It's a game that's not very long. It's a game with a very interesting story. It's a game where we could even maybe do some co-op, but I'll explain in a moment, because the game truly is co-op, but isn't. It's hard to explain. The game that I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, no, it's not Singapore Simulator. Stop that right now. It's a game called Beyond Two Souls.
What do you mean it's kind of a co-op, but not really? Is this going to be another situation where it's like a dragon, where one person has a controller and the other one's like paying attention to the stream chat? Or is it an actual co-op game? I've actually never played or know much about Beyond Two Souls, so I don't actually know what the game's like. Is it a co-op game or not? Is it a two-player game or not? I don't understand. Apparently, of course, the first metric I ticked off the box with Phil is a short thing. Apparently it's quite short, and Phil's like, yes. If it's crap, it won't last too long. Yes.
It is one of the older Quantic Dream games. It's actually the major one that came out before Detroit Become Human. And if you can believe it, it is co-op, but not really. Allow me to explain what I mean by that, okay? It is co-op, but not really, okay? So please, I need feedback. Which do you want? I'm down for either. I would play either game, but here's the deal. No matter which game I play, please only give me your opinion if you're going to be here and commit to watching the playthrough. Now, I just want to see the first early stages of it for 4 hours and I'm never coming back.
Are you demanding people fucking like, lock in money, like a direct debit or standing order? Are you asking for guaranteed income or something? Well, I would happily watch you and Cat play very poorly in the game for the entire session. Just to fucking watch how fucking awkward the two of you are together, trying to do something, combined or whatever, But are you demanding support up front? Are you demanding Are you demanding payment for services before they're rendered? Essentially, instead of you trying to entertain the audience and trying to get the support from them for you being entertaining, you're trying to get the support up front before promising you're going to be entertaining enough to earn it. Is that what I'm seeing here? Is that what I'm gathering from Phil? That you'd rather have the money up front with the audience to assume that he is going to be entertaining enough to have earned that support?
Because if I buy a lengthy RPG and I play it for 4 hours and the interest drops off, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to stop playing RPGs. I'm going to repeat that for all of you. If I buy an RPG, because you guys say you want it, and I play the first 4 hours of it and it does okay, and then after that no one comes back, engages, or supports those playthroughs, I'm going to stop playing RPGs.
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No! Entirely. I will just drop them because I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to have months of my streams inundated with 100-hour games that people really only wanted to see 4 hours of and then we're never going to come back for. Because that's what's happened with these playthroughs now. Can you imagine? I mean this now. Can you imagine if with Baldur's Gate 3, I had played that in September? Can you imagine that? Because at least the way that I started in December, I was able to play it all of December and all of January. And then when games had come out, right, then I was able to balance it with those games. Can you imagine if I had played it at a time when there was a zillion other games out too? My God, right? So that's the deal. I need to have people commit to these games and not just say, well, we want this game. Yeah, but the game's 80 hours long and you only showed up for 5 hours, right? So it's got to be one of two things. Either people are going to ask for things they're going to commit to actually showing up and watching and engaging with, or we just play games for 5 hours and drop them all, in which case that's pretty bad, don't you think? That I never finish a game?
Can't believe Phil's still talking about views. Views.
Yeah, views.
Jesus Christ, so that was a whole video, bloody hell. Jesus, man, I missed a salty one there night. I really missed a fucking salty fucking session from Phil there night. Thank you to Arcestus for the super chat. I'm sorry it didn't trigger automatically, it didn't trigger alert or anything, but Arcestus sent a super chat, says send in some support. Thank you very much for that, I do appreciate it. And yeah, I don't know why the animations sometimes play and sometimes don't. That's kind of annoying. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do. Bug bingo mechanics are still not fixed about anything. I don't know why it does that. It'll work sometimes and then not other times. It's bizarre. But there you go. So yeah, let's get bingo going and get everything set up. Before we even do anything, I need to fast forward as well because Phil's got a long intro as well. And who cares about his long boring intro? So we go fast forward there we go, fantastic stuff indeed. And there we go, cool stuff indeed. There we go. And if we just play that, I was just gonna play it until it nearly begins.
Come the
and
fuck in or
there you
fuck
go,
off.
You see what I mean about the animations sometimes working. Naruto Ronin's become a bingo baddie, so there we go. Welcome to the bingo baddies Naruto Ronin. Yeah, as I said, the animation played for that. So for whatever reason, it seems to just pick and choose what animations it wants to use or whatever. Warren's sending a video as well in the chat. Hold on a second. What's this you're sending?
Okay.
It's a clip from Super Crazy. What do you do when your number one pay pig shows up? Alright. What do you do when your number one pay pig shows up? It's a minute and a half long.
Okay, shout out to Only Iced Coffee re-upping their membership and says, I've been MIA for a bit, hope all is well. Well, let me put it this way. I've been through the ringer these last few months, all right? I've done some good improvements to my streams. The audio is sounding a lot better than ever before. The volume levels are better. I have pop filters on my mic, right? I've been trying to improve things as much as I can. But The game selection has been poor, I feel, because it's too samey with these or too many RPGs. Because of that, my viewership, my engagement, everything's down right now. We need a reinvigoration of new games that are going to bring freshness to the channel. That's number one. Number two, yeah, those fake gifted memberships that went all through January and all February really hurt me badly, and I haven't recovered. You know, this channel had between 500 to 800 paid legit memberships.
No, it didn't. Not really. Your organic memberships were always around the 350 mark. And you always relied on member bombs to kind of bump up to, like, you know, 600, 700, 800 mark instead. Your actual organic memberships were never above 400, Phil.
And I checked the other day, and it looks like, no exaggeration, probably right now we have between 200 to 300, and that's...
So, interesting that Phil did that with his eyes there. To me, he's just trying to make up a number here. He might not be too far off, but Phil to try and claim as like 200 to 300 actual members, it's like he's trying to just make up a number to make it sound as bad as possible, if that makes sense. Like he's not trying to remember something, he's trying to create something that feels like what he did with his eyes.
And it looks like, no exaggeration, probably right now we have between 200 to 300, and that's it. So
and also, that's a big discrepancy. Is it 200 or is it 300? Because, I mean, that's a massive gap in membership money, you know what I mean? When it's like $4 a membership, Phil, and you're saying it's 200 or more, 300 or more, that's quite a lot of money in between. I'm just saying, Phil.
I've seen a giant decline in revenue because of that, and also because of the fact that we're doing a million RPGs and all that's down. I mean, super chats and everything have been down too. So basically, it's been bad these last few months. I'm hoping by the end of this month we're gonna have a big reinvigoration with some of the new games I'm gonna play. We got my birthday coming up. That'll be a way to have a special marathon event, and hopefully then in April forward we get excited for new stuff. We'll see.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what a fucking final thumbnail that, or a fucking final clip that was. Hold on.
For new stuff, we'll see.
Here's a second to observe that. None of these statements have been verified by anyone. Imagine that at a Ring doorbell cam at 2 AM. Jesus Christ, no thank you. So yeah, another clip from Super Crazy there. Thank you to Warren for so showing that. And of course, before we even continue, one last thing. In amongst all that, Phil has spent $1,367 so far on the latest WWE Champions event. Just for, you know, and amongst all this crying and whining from Phil about how his channel's not doing great and the money's not doing great and he's running out of money, somehow, some way, he has spent 4 figures, even though he's been crying poor and all that shit, you know what I mean? How in the hell has he managed to get the money for that? His payday is not until next week from YouTube. So, I mean, yeah, it's a strange one. Did he have money stashed away specifically for WWE Champions, or as God knows? Oh my God. Anyway, okay. It's bingo. At time bingo. So, can somebody please give me a random number in the chat, please, so we can use it for today's bingo card? First number in chat I saw was from Tacozilla with 404, so we'll use that. We'll randomise a bingo background as well, of course. First I'll just click the randomise button here a few times, and then we'll enter the number here, 404, to randomise a card, and here we are. This is today's bingo card we have for us. So we need Phil to say nonsense, him to discuss food, him saying nobody or no one, him saying by the way, and him doing hand graphs. Now what are hand graphs, you might ask? It is when Phil is demonstrating using his hands, something going up or down in value. You know, a good example of this is Phil doing the hand graphs where it's like, you know, support's going up and down and all that shit, you know what I mean? He uses his hands like going peaks and valleys and all that shit, you know what I mean? You will know it when you see it, but when Phil is using his hands to demonstrate something either going up or down, numerically, you know, in value or whatever, that is hand graphs. The second row is Phil saying idiot, him butchering a word, him saying meaningful, that being said, shout out to that being said, and chill. The third row is Phil saying members, him giving somebody a good old leaning ban, him saying a funny thing is, content, and him making a weird noise. The fourth row is Phil saying dude, sound good, him touching his face, him standing up randomly, and him using some hateful slurs. And the fifth and final row is Phil saying you guys voted wrong behind the scenes, and finally him pointing at text on the screen, which is one that might not do well because he doesn't really need to do that anymore. Although who knows, he still might point at text on the screen in some capacity. If it doesn't, put it this way, if we don't tick it off today, we'll remove that from the list. because he used to point at text on the screen all the time when he was counting his members and he was trying to hit member goals and all that jazz. Those days are kind of long gone, you know what I mean? So that's probably the weakest square, the pointing at text. So we'll wait and see though, we'll wait and see, you know what I mean? You never know what Phil is going to do. Even though Phil is so goddamn predictable that we can make bingo games out of this fucking podcast he does, you can't guarantee 100% what you're going to expect from Phil during these goddamn things. But yeah, thank you very much, Tacos, for helping pick that card. So there we go. So, here is the plan for today. The aim in the game, as you guys will know, is to try and get a full house 25 out of 25 on the bingo card that you see before you on the screen. And if we manage to do that, if we get a full house, the current prize fund will go up by $25. Currently it's $110, but if we win bingo today, that will go up to $135. And at the end of the month, wherever the current prize fund is, one of you guys can potentially win that prize, or choose to fucking put it to charity instead, or whatever you want to do essentially. But to be eligible to win that prize, you've got to make sure you've left a comment on the community post, which is linked in the description of this live stream. If you've not left a comment on that community post yet, do it before the end of the month if you want to win with a chance of winning a prize. Because at the end of the month there will be a marble race to determine who wins, and I use the names from that community post to use in the marble race. So there you go. And there is a variety of ways for us to get free spaces on the bingo card you see before you. For example, if Phil snorts or burps 10 times before he starts recording for gameplay for YouTube, that will give us all a free space. And if we get 100 likes on this bingo stream before we finish playing bingo today, not only will that give us a free space as well, but you guys will also get to enjoy the Bubbles animation made by a supremely talented Pixar animation. So there you go. And yeah, I think I've covered all the bases, and I think I've gone through everything I need to go through. I think there's only one thing left to do, and that is to make sure we're at 1.25 speed. And before we even get on with the bingo, before we even continue and crack on, let's press the random Scottish soundboard button to send us off into battle on this fine day.
Welcome to Operation Mindfuck!
Pretty much one of the most fitting things that could be said, I guess. There we go. So good luck, everybody. Here we fucking go.
Well, good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Surf's up.
Why the fuck's this dumb jabroni wearing fucking shades? What the hell is wrong with this little idiot? Is the future so bright he's got to wear shades again? Oh, for God's sake.
Pull out your beach chairs. Get your Mai Tais ready with your little tropical umbrellas. Get under a palm tree, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Level 1 podcast. How are you all today? Hope you're doing well. Today is Saturday, the 16th of March 2024. Wait, what? March? I'm a couple months off. Why am I dressed like this? What the hell is going on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today, beginning today, there is an unseasonably warm heat wave passing through Washington State. Normally around this time of year, which isn't even spring yet, it's technically still winter, if you can believe it. It's supposed to be probably around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe 50, with constant clouds and rain. That's our typical spring weather, and it's what we've actually been getting for many weeks. Today, it is going to be full sun, 75 degrees outside. Now, not to say that that's like pure hot summer weather, but it's still way warmer than it's supposed to be this time of year by about 20 to 30 degrees. And the problem with that is that when that happens, and the sun is beating on my office wall, I don't have central air, I don't have proper insulation. Homes out here don't have that, okay? They weren't built for that. So, no exaggeration, this room heats up about 25 degrees during those days. And without an air conditioner installed yet, because it's still winter, okay? That means it's going to be incredibly warm in here today. I'm going to be sweating it out all day long. So, I got my big bottle of seltzer water. I have another bottle of filtered water as a backup if I need it. I'm wearing one of my short-sleeved summer shirts that I was wearing last year.
Oh, wow, you're wearing a fucking shirt. Isn't that fucking impressive for you?
Nice shirt, 25 cents.
Big fucking deal.
I'm actually wearing shorts today, all right, to try to adjust for all of this. And I certainly hope that this works out, but it is what it is. I have to tough this out this whole weekend into early next week. Basically, this heat wave begins today. Today's supposed to be the worst. Tomorrow's going to be a few degrees cooler. Monday's going to be a few degrees cooler. By Wednesday, it's supposed to be normal weather again around here. So hopefully by Wednesday, everything's cool again and I can go back to wearing the attire that I was wearing and everything. But as of now, it's just like, damn,
It is so freaking hot. I'm going to have to deal with this. And the truth is, it's not that hot yet, but it's already getting hot. I can feel the heat, the ambient heat coming off the window, even with the blinds down. And I'm like, oh boy. So fan at full blast, although you shouldn't hear it, thanks to my new mic filters here. You shouldn't hear any fan ambient noise or anything, so that's a good thing. Please bear with me for this several days as we head into this heat wave and get out of it. And then hopefully by midweek, we're back to normal. Okay? But also, today is the beginning of a big push, as announced yesterday on this very show. I now have to make a humongous push to finish the RPGs that I'm playing, all right? Because basically, I need to wrap these up to get to new games. We've got new games on the horizon. 2 new games come out Friday, one of which I'll be playing. I haven't 100% determined yet if it's going to be Dragon's Dogma 2 or Rise of the Ronin. You guys seem to be torn down the middle. Some people want me to play Dragon's Dogma 2, saying it's one of the most anticipated games of the year, and it doesn't play anything like any of the other RPGs I've been playing, so it'll be a breath of fresh air. Others are like, no, don't even play another RPG. Try Rise of the Ronin, because it's this open world exploration, you know, ninja/samurai style game that might be pretty fun. But then there's people who are arguing both ways, like, don't play this one because of this, don't play this one because of this. You know, Dragon's Dogma 2 is another RPG, and we don't want any more RPGs. Yeah, well, Rise of the Ronin is just another Team Ninja game, and it's going to play with so many mechanics similar to other Team Ninja games. You're going to see it's going to be samey, and you're not going to like it. So, basically, that split has me, you know, kind of undetermined, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a bit, because I am leaning towards one, and actually there's been a development in regards to one, a good suggestion that I think people would really like, that I want to run by everyone this morning. But anyway, because of all of this, today we're making the big push to finish these ongoing RPGs, namely Baldur's Gate 3, and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Both.
I mean, didn't you announce that before, like, you know, weeks ago anyway? Like, what's the big fucking deal? You've been telling us for weeks, you know, I need to try and finish these games as fast as possible. I need to finish these games. I need to finish these games. You're playing Baldur's Gate 3 non-stop several days in a goddamn row because you're determined to try and finish the game as fast as goddamn fucking possible. And all of a goddamn sudden, Phil's like, oh, by the way, exclusive brand new announcement from the other day. We're in a big push to finish these games. Phil, this is the same old shit just repackaged for a different day. We understand you're trying to finish these fucking games and you're desperate to try and get to the end of these games. This is not revolutionary news. This is not breaking news. This is the same old crap. The fact you're not finished yet is on you because you're goddamn slow at playing these games because your chat's hand-holding you through the goddamn thing because you don't know how to play the goddamn game yourself. Plus, let's be honest here, Phil, it is in your best interest financially to drag Baldur's Gate 3 out as long as possible because that game guarantees you $100 in tips per stream. That's probably why you fucking dropped Final Fantasy 7. And it might be why you dropped fucking like a Dragon as well, if it doesn't get the support you get and you don't finish it within a quick enough time.
These games are heading into essentially the final chapters, and we could wrap these up within 2 weeks as long as we focus on them. But that's the catch. I have to focus on them. I have to be playing them pretty much constantly if I'm expected to beat them so we can fully focus on new games coming out, which is exactly what I want to do. By the end of March, I want to have these lingering playthroughs done, so now we can fully invest into the new games that are out and not have to be balancing with 7 other games, and then there's no focus at all. So, I hope you guys are down for this.
What the fuck was that? What was that wee noise?
So,
I'm counting that as a weird noise.
Burger.
No, weirdo.
I hope you guys are down for this. All right. What we'll do, let's recap yesterday because man, yesterday was a weird day. That's for sure. Let's talk about what we're doing for schedule-wise for the rest of the week. I have some game news for you today. Number 1, I want to talk about Tekken 8 and its new implementation of features to stop cheaters. And also I want to talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro leaks. Although I think my take is going to be very different from what a lot of other people are saying on the internet, as you're going to see today. So, that's going to be the game news that we're going to cover, and then we'll just see what we have time for after the fact, all right? Now, one thing that I will say right up front, okay? I want to say thank you to those of you who have been along for this ride the last 2 to 2.5 months of RPG Mania. As we've termed it, I've been in the midst of RPG overload. With so many RPGs at once being played, being juggled, I haven't been able to focus really on any of them. It hasn't allowed me to make significant progress in many of them. And in some of these games, we're now approaching, 120 hours of gameplay time. And it's been wild. I want to say thank you to those who have been around, who have been hanging out and supporting. Many have not. Many have outright said, man, while these RPGs are going on, I'm tapping out. I'm not even going to watch. I'll come back whenever Phil's not playing an RPG. So because of that, a lot of people haven't been around. And in addition to that, although I will say this, although support on some of these streams has done well, for example, notably the Baldur's Gate 3 streams have done really well when it comes to daily support. And I'm very appreciative of that. You guys have helped me out tremendously. Overall, viewership, engagement, support are all down on this channel because all I've been doing is playing RPGs.
Okay? And there's nothing that I can really do to that. You know what
I mean, you could play different fucking games. You could be far more entertaining. You could try and make it more, entertaining for your audience. You could try and ask your audience, if there's any particular things they would like from these fucking playthroughs. You could basically not commit yourself to doing things that you weren't prepared to fucking do. I mean, you don't do any research going into these fucking games, Phil. You need to fucking make sure that if you're preparing to play a game, you do your fucking due diligence and you look into how long the game usually lasts on an average playthrough. And then add on like 10, 20 hours because you're basically above average with the amount of time you take to finish goddamn games, just because of the way you fucking stream and everything else. So yeah, Phil, the onus is on you for trying to be better prepared, for trying to deliver these, these products to your audience. Your gameplay content is your product, and you do not do due preparation to basically offer your audience what they want to see. It's just ridiculous. I mean, for God's sake, Phil, it's on you. It's on you to deliver something that people want to see, both on stream and on demand. It is not up to anyone else.
I mean, like when these are the big games coming out, these are the ones I'm covering because they are the big games coming out. When all the other games that are out are flopping, like Suicide Squad, for example, I'm kind of left between a rock and a hard place, right?
Well, Phil, you said yourself it doesn't matter what game you play as long as you got people there who'll give you support and money. Remember, you got $600, remember, for clearing out your closet, and you went and said to your audience and announced to the audience, I guess it doesn't matter what I do on my channel, it doesn't matter what game I'm playing, I know I'm going to get support, not because of the game I'm playing, but because of me, and you guys wanting to give me support. So you cannot blame the games now, Phil. When you said in the past it doesn't matter what games you fucking play because people are going to support you regardless, then why are you trying to say it's the game's fault now? You can't have it both ways.
What do I do when there really are no other options besides RPG, right? Basically, the Baldur's Gate 3 streams are doing good support-wise during the stream, but that playthrough fell off 3 months ago. No exaggeration, the views as of like late January, okay, maybe not 3 months ago, I guess it was 2 months ago. The views as of late January are atrocious. When I upload videos of that playthrough, they don't get 300 views in days. In fact, there's still parts of that playthrough from 2 weeks ago that have like 200 views. No one's watching that playthrough on demand at all. People fell off because it's too long. And that's just a symptom of a too long game. It's incredibly hard to get people to watch it on demand, okay? Because that game's been going on, I feel like it did negatively affect all the other playthroughs I'm doing. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, if we hadn't just played Like a Dragon Gaiden back in December, if there hadn't been Like a Dragon Ishin earlier in 2023, right? And if I wasn't playing other RPGs, maybe Infinite Wealth would have gotten way more support and attendance and engagement. But the problem is, everything already was invested in another RPG. Then Final Fantasy VII came out, and it's like, what was going to happen? I thought maybe Final Fantasy VII would end up getting all the attention and the other two playthroughs would suffer. No, basically the Final Fantasy VII playthrough is dead in the water. As I started to play, I realized within 2 streams, people just didn't care that much about this playthrough because I was already playing 2 other major RPGs, so the time was just ridiculously divested into these 3 different games in different...
No, Phil, that's not what you realised straight away. No. Remember, guys, he thought that people didn't want to fucking play the game at the same time as him, so they wouldn't get spoiled. Because the game had just came out and Phil changed his entire schedule. His day off was not on a Thursday but a Wednesday that day, so he could play Final Fantasy VII when it came out. He's like, I guess the attendance and the support and everything else, I guess that's not, they're not all here because they're playing the game at the same time. And then Phil stopped playing it for a day or 2, and then he proudly announced to his audience, guys, there shouldn't be any more reasons for people to not turn up and support and watch Final Fantasy VII because I didn't play it for a day or 2, so everyone else on the planet should be further ahead than me. There should be no more risk of spoilers, so the audience should all be coming to my stream today and support and watch me catch up in Final Fantasy VII. That didn't happen. Phil was deluding himself to the hilt, trying to think, I guess the support isn't here because everyone else is playing it at the same time. It was an amazing amount of copium, and it was just basically, it went and backfired on him. So his result, so this Game of the Year contender, remember Phil kept typing up Final Fantasy VII as it's the first big Game of the Year contender. He's rage quitting it, not because of the game, but because of the money that's not forthcoming for him playing that game. That is ultimately what's happening here.
Directions, and I wasn't making enough progress in any of them, right? So out of all the RPG playthroughs I'm currently doing, all right, I'd have to say for me, I'm most invested in Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon because I'm the furthest in those, and it looks like if I really heavily focus on those, I'll beat them within a couple of weeks, which is my plan. With Final Fantasy VII, I don't even know what to do with it. I really don't. It seems like no one cares about it. When I play it, half the chat is disconnected from what we're doing in the game. The other half is complaining the game's boring. And it's like, I don't feel that way.
Yeah, are you sure it's not you that's boring and you're just fucking blaming the game when it's you that's fucking creating the boring content? Like, the best gaming content creators can have their personality shine when the game struggles. You know, if the game's a piece of shit, the personality of the content creator can make it worth watching all the same. But Phil's problem is he's never relied on his personality because he has no goddamn personality, let's be honest here. Phil's always relied on the game to carry him through and his personality through for him. He leans on the game to fucking deliver for him.
I enjoy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I can't do that much with a game that the audience isn't connecting with. I'm trying to make it look fun and do all the fun content and everything, and there's not much I can really do to make it exciting for you. If you don't like Final Fantasy VII or what they've done with the game, I can't make it appealing, you know? And again, I really feel like if I wasn't playing 2 other RPGs at the same time, and that was the one RPG in my mix, more people would be showing up and attending and being invested in it. But you're not going to be invested when you have 3 different directions to go for a current RPG, right? So, I want to say thank you to those who have been showing up and supporting. But overall, and this is just being truthful, with this RPG overload of the last 2 months, this channel is way down. Views, engagement, support. Now you might say, well, I don't get that because I'm watching Baldur's Gate 3, and when you do Baldur's Gate 3 on stream, it's always a supportive stream. You're right. For those of you who attend the Baldur's Gate 3 streams and support them, thank you. But the problem is that's all I'm getting is that support during the stream, which I'll be honest is primarily tips. This channel right now is way down on memberships and way down on the super chat that I would normally receive during any daily stream. No matter what game it was, I would consistently get that level of support, and I'm not getting it anymore because it's only the same crowds coming by every day for these RPGs and the same crowd supporting Baldur's Gate 3 with tips, but outside of that, everything else is dwindled. So, thank you to those supporting. If you like this content, if you like this channel, if you like the fact that now I'm putting my foot down to get out of this, please consider supporting it in some way, and anything is appreciated. Again, tips, super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, all appreciated. I'm trying to get out of this rut, and I think we will. I think in the next couple of weeks, okay, we will absolutely get out of this, okay? But we have to get out of it. And, you know, it's going to be at that level eventually once we get the variety of games in there. And there are a variety of games coming out. I guess the question is, which ones do I play? And again, that's the question I'm faced with this week for this Friday. Do I eventually play both new games, or do I only play one of them? What about this Alone in the Dark game coming out that still is a big question mark? No one really knows what it's going to be. So we have to basically be vigilant, correct, and diligent, and get through the endings of these 2 games and then move on to focus on other stuff, right?
Nope.
Okay. First of all, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday was a weird day because to break up this nonstop content, okay, to break up this nonstop RPG madness, I purposefully went out of my way to make a different kind of playthrough. I bought the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. And it was my intention that originally I was going to be playing the multiplayer, you know, on and off. I was going to play all day yesterday. And then I was going to play it as night streams balanced with stuff for the next few weeks. And then eventually, as the schedule cleared up, with these RPGs drying up, or not drying up, but finishing up, then I was going to maybe consider playing the single-player campaigns and stuff like that. Man, let me tell you guys something. That, wow. That was one of the worst gaming experiences I've had in a long time. And at least it was only $31.50 for me, plus tax. I think it was like $34, $35. Thank God it wasn't a full-price game. But I mean, that is just representative of the current state of gaming, where so many games are just grade A trash at launch. And how much do you want to bet? They give it a few weeks to a few months. They'll probably fix that game. And then maybe it'll be a fun experience. And since I own it, I might go back in the future to try to play it once they fixed it. But as of right now, that is a literal definition of an unplayable game. You know, you boot it up, and first of all, they force you to choose either Battlefront 1 or 2. There's no matchmaking system that includes both or anything like that. So immediately you split the player base to 2 games, which is incredibly stupid. We already know that doesn't work from things like the Capcom fighting game collections I've played as late. You know, 3 versions of Darkstalkers in the game. No one knows what version to play, so you can never find anyone to play because there's 4 people always trying to matchmake in the wrong game. Stupidity. Then when you finally start playing, you realize the game is insanely laggy. You're teleporting all over the place. Your shots never register. Or if they do register, they kill the guy a second later. Like, I was sniping, and I was like, well, did it hit? And then all of a sudden, oh, he died. Like, wait, I fired like a second and a half ago. What? It's just so bizarre because this game is done. This game was 20 years old and was completely programmed. They didn't have to reprogram this game. All they had to do was find a way to port it to make it work with modern platforms. Yet they
you make it sound like it's the easiest thing in the fucking world, Phil. If that was all it fucking took then these game developers will do it far more often. You have no concept of how difficult it is to actually do that.
Watched it so horribly. You know, oh my god, I was playing Battlefront 2, and I'm on Hoth, the ice planet, the winter planet from Empire Strikes Back. All the snow turns into a fuchsia patchwork that looks like plaid. What the fuck? I had never seen plaid in Star Wars before, but now I have. Like, what the fuck did they do to this? I've never seen anything so badly botched. Really. I mean, the only thing is, it is playable. Like, you can join matches and play. The matches just aren't worth playing. They're so atrocious. I mean, there were situations where there were rooms full of people all firing on each other and no one was registering, so people just unload their grenades because it's the only way you can hurt anyone. Then you just die. You don't even know what happened because it never showed the explosion from any of the grenades. You just died randomly because, you know, something blew up. Oh, okay. So, yikes. It's one of the worst ports I've ever seen, and absolutely you should get a refund if you can. I can't because I got it on PlayStation. I am hoping, like I said, that perhaps they will fix the game in a few weeks to months, and I would like to go back and actually play it if it works, because those games are outstanding games. They're super fun to play, but they have to work, and right now they don't. So I would love to try it out again when it works. But the thing was, that was supposed to be my whole day yesterday. Like, you guys had asked me, play it all day for variety, because you were dying for variety outside of RPGs. And I said, all right. Wow, Mortal Wombat says the game is done like leaving leftovers in the microwave for too long. That's the best analogy I can use. They massively overcooked it, huh?
Burger.
Ooh. Anyway, so last night I was faced with, what am I going to do? Right? What am I going to play? And we had various options, but they're all RPGs. You know, I'm not going back to Tekken 8. I already told you guys I tapped out of fighting games for a while. I need a break. Fighting games have stressed me out. I've been playing them now 9 months nonstop Street Fighter 6, a month and a half nonstop Tekken 8. I've had enough. I need a break. So I'm literally tapping out of that for now. I will go back to fighting games later this year, either for the Akuma DLC or for the Season 2 update for Street Fighter 6. We'll see which. But by then, I think there'll be more of a desire for it. People will be more into it, craving fighting games, because I wouldn't have played them for a while, and I'd be happy to go back to them. But sometimes you need a break. It's like I said, even back in the day when I was a competitive fighting game player, all right, where I was traveling constantly to go to tournaments and stuff, I'd have periods of burnout where I played too much and I would feel tired of it and I would just want to get a break, and I would take extended breaks, you know, of a few months sometimes. And then when I went back, I would feel more reinvigorated to reapply myself and go back. And sometimes it would actually improve my game, just stepping away for a while and then coming back. So I think that will actually happen, okay? So I don't want to play fighting games right now. And it's like, well, what else could you do? Well, I'm not going to do Baldur's Gate 3, because if I play Baldur's Gate 3, people are going to be upset. This has been a daytime stream consistently the entirety of the playthrough, and the few times I made it a night stream, people were very upset with me because they couldn't attend. And the people who want to see Baldur's Gate 3 are supporting the day streams. If I do it at night and I do a critical part of the story and they miss it live, they're going to be upset, right? I can't do Like a Dragon, because the Like a Dragon streams, you know, people already are barely attending. Now imagine me doing an impromptu Like a Dragon stream where the audience that would usually come can't come because they didn't know what was happening. I probably get like 10 people, right? And as for Final Fantasy VII, like I've already said, I don't even want to play it right now. I just don't. I feel like if we're going to go back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, we have to get to a point where it makes sense, where I can focus on it and not be pulled in 20 directions with other RPGs. So that's why I said, you know what? Let's just do a late night chill stream of just me hanging out with the audience.
Burger.
These seem to work when I do them randomly every once in a while. I actually did one.
Now define that, Phil. Define these seem to work. Work in what context? Do you mean like in terms of the money you fucking get? Because if we check what you got last night, 39 buckaroos and tips. Although the super chats were off the charts, 137 buckaroos in super chats. So Phil got whaled out in super chats. And the average attendance was like 444 or something apparently as well. Since I hate video games, let's just Q&A time. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Phil got 39 buckaroos and tips. It wasn't the most well-supported stream in that regard. But he will get those super chat money next month. In case you're wondering as well, of course, the Star Wars Battlefront collection, even though it was a disaster for him, $101. Even though the game was a disaster for him, didn't fucking play it at night. He's still... There you go. Oh, he's still going. He has pulled 5 Austin, same money values. This is just updated, happens sometimes when you have a fuse. What the hell? Phil is just still massively wheeling his game apparently. So how's that changed? So his number is just 10,000 straight, 10,000 flat out. look at the Jesus Christ, man. I don't know how TJ. I know TJ's explained before how he calculates it. It still baffles my tiny mind though how he kind of works it all out. But there you go, Phil's. So yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Phil and his WWE champions, never change, Phil, never change.
February that did decent, and I said, let's do it. So for 2 hours last night, we just hung out and we talked about all different kinds of topics. Really, I mean, up, down, left, right, every direction, different topics were discussed, and it was fun. It was fun to have people come by and just ask random questions and just
have a chill atmosphere. No progress was required, nothing like that. And by the way, it ended up being one of the best night streams I've done in ages when it comes to engagement and support. Attendance was great. People engaging with the stream was great. And the support was great. And it's like, I keep telling you guys this, that I feel like the future of me on YouTube is going to be me having other things than gaming. Not to say, again, that I don't want to game, because I do. I'm a lifelong gamer. It's my hobby. It's my job. I love doing it. But I'm definitely seeing the writing on the wall that as I get older, more people just want to talk about topics and hang out than just play video games all day. So maybe it might be that I reduce the amount of games that I play, and we focus only on the bigger ones that more people would want to see, and every once in a while, like an indie selection that's like a hot one that people think I would like, and then a lot of other things become into the play for content, right? Different kinds of discussion streams, hangout sessions, and things like that. I don't know. I'm just saying. It seems like every time I do one of these one-off streams, they do really well. So, you know, I'm just taking the feedback that I'm getting from my audience, right? So, there you go. Anyway, those videos are live if you want to check them out. It went really well, and I hope that you enjoy if you watch it on demand after the fact. By the way, something funny that happened. So even with the shit show that was the Battlefront collection yesterday, right? I uploaded the videos, and as expected, the videos are doing all right. People want to see how bad this game is.
But they got claimed.
Absolutely made nothing on the videos whatsoever. All demonetized fully on YouTube for having Star Wars content in them. So no one can make any content of the Battlefront collection because the moment it plays a piece of music or a sound effect that's from Star Wars, it gets claimed.
No, people can still make money on the content, Phil. They just got to make sure it doesn't have anything which will get the video struck down. You know? Maybe you could get a sponsorship to counteract that or something, who knows. Anyway, you didn't make any pennies from that content. That's a shame.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
I wish that I was kidding. No, it's music, it's sound effects, it's anything Star Wars related now gets flagged and claimed on YouTube, and you lose all advertisement rights to your video. So all 3 videos, I mean, by all means, watch them and enjoy them because they're funny as shit how bad that game runs. But I make nothing on those videos, 0. So, you know, how great. You want to discuss a shit show? I mean, seriously, it is an overall shit show with that game. Okay, so now let's talk about the schedule for the rest of the week, because now it is RPG push time, okay? Here. Today, it's Baldur's Gate 3. We're finishing the House of Hope plotline because we're right in the middle of the House of Hope right now. We have to go rescue the person in the prison, and then we have to break out, and people are like, oh, the finale of that mission is like epic. I'm like, okay, I guess we'll see what happens. I have no clue. I haven't spoiled myself. So today, we're going to see how that pans out together, okay? And then after that, I've basically been recommended a direction. The next thing you should do after House of Hope is go fight Orin and the followers of Baal. Reason is because they have Lae'zel, and I need to free Lae'zel so that then we could do the plot line with this hammer that we got at the House of Hope, and we can free the Githyanki Prince, and that continues that plot line. Then when that's done, I should go take on Gortash, because then once he's defeated, now we have the endgame options open, and it's up to me if I choose to do any other optional endgame storylines or not, because there's a few left. For example, the resolution of Shadowheart, the resolution of Will, because apparently, you know, Will has that plotline where they said there was a sleeping dragon under the city. You can do that. There's a few different plotlines that aren't done yet. Oh, Asterion. We have the Cazador plotline, right? So there's a few different things we can do by the end of the game. But if I do the main stuff first, I'm set up to then say, hey, do whatever, right? So I think that's good advice, actually. I think that's probably what we'll end up doing in the game. So that's the plans for today. Finish House of Hope, maybe go after the Baal followers, and go from there, try to rescue Lae'zel. That's number 1. Tonight.
Just shut the fuck up, you boring cunt. No cunt really fucking cares about a shitey fucking Baldur's Gate schedule. You make the game of the year sound boring, Phil. That's impressive, actually. It's actually impressive that Phil can make the goddamn game of the year for 2024, or 2023 even, sorry. Sounds so goddamn boring and mundane, and like, who gives a shit?
On the night stream, it's Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and from now on, what we're going to do is we are just going to focus on content that will advance the story. Even though the game may shove more side content in there, like they did last time, they forced me to do the optional dungeon for a whole level. The whole point now is to make advancement. I'm not saying I'm doing no side content whatsoever in the playthrough. I'm saying let's push the story as far as we humanly can to the point of no return where it says, don't go further, you can't do side content, and then say, okay, now let's go do some of this last minute side content before we beat the game. That way we're in position for the end, we know exactly what we're looking at, and we can figure that out, rather than lingering so long in some of these chapters and then ending up playing 10 hours in one chapter and saying, shit, we didn't advance the story, right? I'd rather just keep going with the story until we get to that point and then figure out what's the meaningful side content we want to do by the end and then do that. All right? So that's tonight. And then tomorrow, it's React Day. So DSP versus the Internet Clip Show on the DSP React channel, followed by Retro React of Heavy Rain on DSP Throwback. And we're almost done with Heavy Rain. Only 2 more streams of that and we're done with it. So this will be the next to last stream of Heavy Rain tomorrow night. Okay?
Monday, Baldur's Gate 3 on the first stream, no late stream on Monday night, and I know it sucks, because this month, in the middle of me already being backlogged on games, I've had to take many streams away, and it sucks, but now this should be the last one. I'm going to be wrapping up private patron react videos for the month. I'm also going to be wrapping up the behind-the-scenes work that has to happen for my business, and I should be able to come back and do full-time streaming after that, meaning no more streams away. For the rest of the month, I should be here double streams, okay? Tuesday, Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Wednesday, Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Yes, I know, for those who don't like those two games, you're probably going to be very upset with me, but we've got to finish the games. You have to understand this is good for everyone. If you like the games, you're going to get more of them right away. If you don't like the games, they're going to finish quicker. So this is the way to fix this stuff, okay? I'm off from streaming on Thursday. When I come back on Friday, I'm either going to be playing Dragon's Dogma 2 or Rise of the Ronin. This is what we need to determine this week. What am I playing on Friday? All right? I've got two schools of thought. Here, bear with me when we talk about these. With Rise of the Ronin, it's not an RPG style game. It's action-based. It's open world. People are saying it's a fusion of Assassin's Creed and Sekiro. So it's got the platforming and sneaking of Sekiro, but assassination style stuff like Assassin's Creed. Yes, it does have combat. And a lot of people are saying it is more difficult combat similar to Dark Souls / Sekiro. However, the game has difficulty levels that make it easier. So for those who want more of a button masher rather than worrying about skilled combat, you can make it that. All right.
And Phil's like, oh, they made the game for me. It's basically made for me, for real. Yeah, I wonder what Phil's fucking going to use.
However, some people who played it said it is kind of samey and repetitive, and within 3 to 4 hours, they're bored of the game because the whole game is the same kind of open world sneaking, and it does become very boring after a while and too grindy, not fun. So there's, again, that's the early previews. That's the feedback people were giving. Some people really loved it. Some people don't like it. All right. Undoubtedly, I really feel like there's going to be variety if I play the game. But the question is this going to be a game that fizzles out within 2 streams? And then you've seen it all and it's boring, right? Don't know. With Dragon's Dogma 2, this is a game that a lot of people are anticipating. All right. A game that, over a decade in demand. Dragon's Dogma 1 did pretty good back in the day and actually built more of a cult following over time. When it first came out, it did okay, but then people started to appreciate it more over the years as there were different versions. Remember, it was released for like that middle console gen, and people more played it then. And personally, I really liked Dragon's Dogma 1. However, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's a very lengthy, grindy RPG. I personally remember, this was before the days of me doing direct capture and live streaming, nights where I would just sit around grinding the game to get more levels for my characters so that when I played it on camera and next, I would have advancement. Because if not, it would have had walls where I would have hit, oh, I can't beat this part. The enemies are too high level and stuff like that. So I don't know how this one's going to be. It is over a decade later. Perhaps it's not like that. I like the fact that in the game, you have a group of party members that are called pawns, and you can basically program them each to fight a different way. So you can have like one guy be a barbarian that's gung-ho fighting, and another one who's a magic user who stands back and kind of supports everyone and then attacks enemies. And you can program. Really, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting the way that the game plays because it's so different than other RPGs. Okay, and
is he hoping to fucking convince people that aren't any fucking aware that he's blind? Is he hoping to get some like pity donations because he's like, oh, look at me, look at this guy, he's clearly a blind streamer. Look at him doing his best to fucking pay attention to what's around him even though he can't see what's going on. Let's give this guy $50 because he's clearly blind as hell. Look at him try and play this game. He's obviously trying to use his ears because he said, why is he fucking just walking into the same old traps over and over again? Yeah, it feels like he's trying to trick people into him being blind here by wearing these goddamn glasses.
It is action-based, meaning it kind of is like Monster Hunter combined with Shadow of the Colossus, but also combined with an RPG. It has all those elements in it, which is kind of neat. You climb a giant enemy while others are distracting it. You start stabbing it in its weak spot, and then all of a sudden it gets bowled over, and now it's weakened. Now everyone can pile on it with damage and stuff. It's pretty neat in that regard. And I definitely liked the game when I played it over 10 years ago. But I don't know if it's going to hold up today. I don't know if a modern audience will like this or say, this is too grindy, too boring, too slow, again, within a couple of streams. So it seems to me like no matter which game I choose for Friday, there's potential it could do well. There's potential it could fizzle out within 2 streams. And so how do you make the right decision? I honestly don't know. All right? I don't know. Personally, if I had outright freedom to choose what I wanted to do, I would play Dragon's Dogma 2. That's the game I actually wanted to play more to begin with before we went into this conundrum of what to do. I wanted to play Dragon's Dogma 2. But then a lot of people yelled at me and said, don't play another RPG. You're playing too many. So if I make this push to finish RPGs, maybe it's okay. Here's the plan. No matter what game I pick, I'm playing it all day this coming Friday. Then it's going on hiatus for me to finish the other games. All right, so I'll play a whole day of whatever it is, and then we're going to go back to Baldur's Gate 3 and Like a Dragon until they're done. When they're done, then we can go back to the new game, and we can focus on it heavily. That's the point and the idea of me doing this, okay? So hopefully then we can say, all right, let's take a look at the schedule and see really what's going on. If I'm going to focus on, let's say it's Rise of the Ronin. All right, so Rise of the Ronin can be daytime streams, mostly.
and every once in a while throwing something different like the React Show or whatever. Then maybe Final Fantasy VII could end up being balanced on other streams, and then maybe we find like one other thing to do, and we balance them all. You know what I mean? That could work. But we have to get to that point where we wrap up certain playthroughs so that we can get to that balance of stuff. Now, what about playing both games? Well, that's probably going to be a daunting task, but maybe it's a consideration. And then, of course, the other big X factor in all of this is Alone in the Dark going to be any good? Alone in the Dark would be a completely different style of game for variety purposes here, but no one knows anything about it. I guess a demo release, and people were saying the demo was literally just like choosing dialogue in like cutscenes, but you couldn't tell what the game was really going to be, and a lot of people are confused by that. So I don't know. Do you guys want to see Alone in the Dark, right? I don't know. So that's another thing that we can possibly do, right? We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens as we push forward. We beat these two RPGs. We start playing a new game. Then we'll figure out the rest of the schedule. Now, the other thing, okay, coming up on April 6th, that is my birthday. And we're going to do a marathon during my birthday of just fun hangout sessions. We'll see if you guys want to do some gameplay or not. It's really up to you. But my idea is during that day, all right, I want to do a gaming schedule update.
Oh god, that's the last thing anyone fucking needs. You're gonna bore people for fucking 90 minutes to fucking say, guess what game? This game's gonna come out on this day. We might play it. This game's gonna come out on that day. I don't think I want to play that. Let's check the next day. Let's check the next week. Fuck, I was like, oh my god, Phil, yeah. It's gonna be super fucking exciting watching you fucking add things to a calendar.
And the gaming schedule update is going to be all the games that now have release dates for the rest of the year. We're going to go through the whole schedule and lay it out. So we're going to see what's coming out in April, May, June, July, August, all the way. And then we can get a good idea of the gaming landscape. Because the last time I did this was...
Should I count that as hand graphs? Him pointing is like, basically, he's using hand graphs, so it feels like, to demonstrate the months of the year. You know, is that a stretch or is that hand graphs?
April, May, June, July, August, all...
You see what I mean? Is that hand graphs or is it just him waving his hands? It feels like it's hand graphs. I'll tell you what, Heather gets to decide, because she is the one that came up with the term in the first place for what hand graphs should be. So I'm going to say it's up to Heather. No pressure, Heather, but you get to determine whether it is hand graphs or no.
We're going to go through the whole schedule and lay it out. So we're going to see what's coming out in April, May, June, July, August, all the way. And then we can get a good idea of the gaming landscape. Because the last time I did this was Christmas, and a lot has changed since then. A lot of game release dates have come out now, and now we can figure this out. You know, the problem was we couldn't figure it out previously because there's too much going on. I was already juggling too many games. We got to figure this all out now, okay? So, yeah, like that's the deal, is I know it's going to be a rough few weeks because we're going to be pushing the same two games until we get them done. And then on top of that, I don't know what new game to start. And
there you go. Heather says they totally wear hand graphs in a different way. There you go. So Heather, I mean, I use the term Heather, you know, for whenever I describe hand graphs to you guys, I basically use the term. Well, the description is what I used, what Heather used before. So I just stole their description of it, and I thought, okay, Heather's determined what hand graphs are. It's a good thing. So they're the best person to judge whether that should be hand graphs or not. And Heather has said they wear in a different way.
Burger, 5 in a row. That's concerning.
Yeah, and Coolump has always clarified there. That is a hand graph. He is showing different levels of interest in a row, like a bar graph. Exactly. He's going up in order, month by month. So he goes up one by one by one by one. And he moved his hand almost exactly. It's hand graphs. We got it ticked off. It's our first bingo in the game. Fucking hooray.
And I don't know if I'm going to play both new games or only one. You know, it's tough. Let's keep talking about this. Please give me your feedback over the next week. I need to know, what is the new game you guys want to see me play? You want to see Dragon's Dogma 2 or Rise of the Ronin? We have a few days to figure this out because I want to announce it by the end of this week what I'm playing. Now, there is an idea that one of my moderators actually came up with. He basically said, hey, if you play Dragon's Dogma 2, here's something cool you can do. On your day off this coming week, you and your wife can sit down and download the character creator on your Xbox. You can make your main character, but she can make a pawn. And now the cool thing is, that's like she is contributing to your playthrough by creating this pawn character that's going to join you along your journey. And I said, oh, that's a neat idea. And I proposed that to Kat, and she absolutely loved it. She was like, I love this idea. I would love to contribute by making a character for you. So that's something we can do if we choose Dragon's Dogma 2. We don't have to. I'm just saying, if that's what we go with, that's what we can do for it. Okay?
Anybody care what this guy thinks?
No!
So, we'll see what happens, all right? I mean, seriously, I wish I could predict the future, but I have no clue. What I am hoping is that no matter what, people are excited and will come and hang out with me for these streams. Right now, it's kind of rough doing the same old RPGs every single day. But I like the games. I want to get through them. So we got to do it, and then we can focus more on other things. Okay? Sounds good?
Burger.
All right. Now, I'm trying to think. Oh, guess what? Glasses off. transition over. It's time for DSP news because we got 2 news stories that I want to talk about today before we get to shout outs and other segments of the show. All right, 2 news stories. Our first news story of the day is regarding the PlayStation 5 Pro. Yes, there are rumors all over the internet, not confirmed yet by Sony, that they are making an actual PlayStation 5 Pro console. And of course, the speculation is wild and rampant about what it's going to be, when it's coming out. So here's what's being said. Keep in mind, all of this is just speculation. None of this is confirmed at all. So it could all be complete hogwash that people are making up. Okay? PlayStation 5 Pro.
Well, Phil, I thought you liked to wait until you had the facts confirmed before you speculated on your little fucking DSP news segment. You are possibly spreading misinformation, but it's not your fault because it's not your misinformation. Is that what you're trying to tell us here?
Pro will have 8K resolution support. You know, the massive demand by consumers for 8K resolution. Let me tell you, I have been waiting for this for so long. You know, for that giant screen that I have on the side of my building outside. That made my entire wall of my house a projection screen. And I wanted to see 8K, and I'm just so upset that they don't have 8K resolution in video gaming yet. So I'm so happy that that's what they're going to have on PS5. Whatever. 3 times more powerful than PS5 and Xbox Series X. Because again, let me tell you, my number one concern is the power of the console. All the games look so terrible today.
Well, the more powerful a console is, the more that console can do to make games run better and perform better. And also, yes, potentially look better.
Like, you know, like pixelated stick figures moving around. What we need is more power to keep these games moving. 45% faster. Oh, man. The worst thing about the current level of generation of consoles is the loading times. I totally hate that when I boot up Baldur's Gate 3 that I have to wait like a half a second between loading screens. I mean, that's awful. Oh, you know what else I could be doing during that half a second? I could be picking my nose. I could be wiping my ass. I could be shaving my ass hairs. But instead, I gotta wait half a second and waste that time. If they could get it down to like 1 microsecond of loading, then that would truly be revolutionary, right? Let's continue. 4 times ray tracing, as opposed to the 3 times ray tracing that we have now that we all hate. I mean, nothing worse than booting up a new game and seeing the lighting and saying, my God, only 3 times ray tracing? We gotta have 4. This is terrible. I hate these graphics, right? New AI, super resolution upscaling tech. Oh, so if a game doesn't have full 8K resolution built into it, you'll have AI to upscale it. Because let me tell you, right now in its current state, AI is absolutely foolproof in everything that it does and could never, ever screw anything up. We all know from Google Gemini and all this stuff. Oh, it's perfect. I can't wait to get AI involved in my game renderings. I'm just so excited for that. A stable...
Doesn't his throwback channel rely on AI digital remastering crap? That's bizarre. I don't understand.
FPS performance at 4K. A stable FPS performance at 4K. Wait a minute. I actually want that one. That's actually... I'm going to stop being sarcastic for a second here. All right? That's actually good. That's actually seriously good because my number one complaint, the reason I'm being so facetious and sarcastic about these stats that they're coming out with PS5 Pro, that is a supposed PS5 Pro, we have no idea, okay? It's pretty simple. Right now, current gen consoles can't even play games at 1080p resolution at a smooth 60 frames per second, right? Like, case in point, Dragon's Dogma 2 is about to come out on Friday, and it is locked at 30 frames. Why? Because they can't get it to run at 60. So, let me reiterate. You can't get games to run at 60 frames per second on a resolution that's been the industry standard for a decade. So now you're going to push, 8K resolution, 4 times ray tracing. No. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about you pushing graphics further. You haven't mastered what you've already done. You know what I'm saying? This is like saying, we invented a new car that can easily drive 200 miles per hour smoothly. All right? But by the way, the car we just made that drives 150 miles per hour, the wheels just keep falling off of it. But we made a 200 miles per hour car now. But your previous model doesn't work. Things always have problems. Fucking wheels keep coming off. Who cares about that? We're going to go 200 miles per hour now. What are you, fucking stupid? You have to perfect the technology that you have now first before you then want to push the technology further. You haven't mastered what you have yet. Again, here's the funny part about all of this, right? Just because Sony is intending, perhaps, because
I'm going to count that as the funny thing is.
Burger.
5 in a row, that's concerning.
So yeah, I'm counting that.
Again, here's the funny part about all of this, right? Just because Sony is intending, perhaps, because it's a rumor, to put all of this into this new PS5 Pro. There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever out there that game developers will use any of it or know how to use any of it. They can't use what's in the current PS5 to make a smooth game. So why in the holy hell would you really think that they're going to be able to do this with a console with more power? It doesn't make sense. They're not utilizing the power that's existing there now. They don't know how. They haven't optimized it, right? So if anything, stop pushing hardware and start working with game devs to make your games better, right? I think that's the real problem here, is that the game devs are having a hard time. They haven't figured out how to harness the power of what's even there in the current gen hardware. So why the fuck do we need another upgrade? It just doesn't make sense to me at all, right? Like, oh, my car already, I don't know how to get it to drive properly, but let's make a car that's more powerful. But your current car doesn't drive yet. Why do you want a more powerful car? Are you stupid? And the funny part about it is, yeah, a lot of people online are really fucking stupid. They're all reporting this information. First of all, I love that they report it as fact. Oh, this is coming. It's coming later this year. It's going to be here by holiday 2024. No one said anything about that yet. Sony hasn't confirmed it. There's no confirmed information. It's just a leak, and it could be completely fabricated. So everyone reporting it as fact is a disingenuous piece of shit who shouldn't even be putting any information on the internet. They should be shut off from their social media. Locked out immediately, and then you can never post again because you're an asshole. Okay? But as for those who are like rejoicing about it, why? Like, just because maybe it's a slow news day and you don't have anything to talk about, and all of a sudden now you have rumors to report on. So rejoice for you because you're going to get some clickbait today, right?
Well, why is it okay for you to report rumors but not anyone else?
But for anyone else who's in the industry, gamers were probably, why do we care? These game devs are not utilizing the hardware that's there. You can't, 1080p 60 frames is very fucking reachable for both the Xbox Series consoles and the PS5. There's no excuse besides lack of talent that these game devs cannot hit that mark. And they're not doing it. They're not hitting that mark. So now you're telling me there's going to be more hardware. Why do I care? They're not using the current hardware. The capability is there. It's squandered. Now you're going to make us pay more money for more hardware that will literally sit there and be squandered and not used. You don't need that, right? You just don't need it. I don't get it. Why are people freaking out? Why would Sony want to make this, first of all?
Well, why would you buy a 5-bedroom snort fort when it's only you and one other person that was living there? You live in a fucking place which is far too big for 2 people to exist in, and yet you chose to go there regardless. It doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, I don't know. What benefit is this to Sony to sell a bunch of other consoles that no one's gonna fucking utilize the stuff in? And, you know, what game developer is screaming at Sony saying, man, your console's too weak. We want to make better games, but your console's just too weak, man. None of that has happened. You know? None. Who the fuck has an 8K television right now in the industry? Does anyone have an 8K television and they want to play in 8K? What the fuck are you talking about? This is not common stuff. This is stupid. And, you know, I understand that maybe it's a time frame. Every console gen, it kind of does this. First, you had the Xbox 360, then you had the Slim, then you had the better version. You had the original PS3, then you had the Slim, then you had the next one, PS4, PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro. Okay, so maybe Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X. Stupidest name I've ever heard. So maybe what it is now, they've all just got so into this pattern of game release or console release, certain amount of time passes, streamlined version of the console, certain amount of time passes, pro version of the console, certain amount of time passes, right? Maybe. And they're just so in that, they just want to stick to that. Even if the industry and the market doesn't demand it nor want it, they're just going to stick with that anyway. I don't know how that makes any fucking sense, but apparently that's the case. Like, here's the thing. If this is true and a PS5 Pro comes out holiday 2024, I'm in no rush to get one. Why do I need one? Are any games that I'm playing going to run significantly better on the PS5 Pro? No. I don't need 8K support. I don't need something that's 3 times more powerful than the current consoles because the current consoles don't run the current gen graphics correctly. I don't need it to load 45% faster. It's fast enough. I don't need 4 times ray tracing in the lighting. Literally everything you're saying, there's nothing. Now what you're saying, stable FPS performance at 4K. If the game dev does that, again, this is what they don't understand is if the game dev can implement that, you'll get it. It doesn't mean that they're going to do that. And if they're not doing it for 1080p, what the fuck makes you think they're going to do it for 4K resolution? This makes no sense whatsoever. There's no justification for any of these improvements at all. There's no demand for it. There's no need for it in the market. So it makes me scratch my fucking head. Really, it makes me scratch my head. I don't know. You tell me. But hey, you know what'll happen. You got these early adopters who are going to want to run out and buy it. Go for it. I get. If anything, this is really good news for those of you who do not have a PS5 yet. Because undoubtedly what'll happen is if this is true, and this comes out around holiday season, this will become the must-have console. And if you don't have a PS5, the base PS5 will drop in price. Right now, it's what, still 500 or 450? It'll probably go down to like 300. That's a huge thing. And by the way, it'll probably be readily available everywhere now.
you know, because no one's going to want it. Everyone's going to want the Pro. So that's good news to you, I guess. But I don't know, for normal people, like, I can't imagine what the fuck you want this for unless you're just one of those people that you absolutely have to have the newest thing right away. You're one of those techie, elitist demanders. I must have the new mobile device. I must have the new console. I must have the new graphics card. I just must have it as soon as it comes out, despite the fact there's no use for it. Good for you, I guess. But for me, I just don't see the point. Now, I'm sure we're going to get more information about this as we get further towards the release of this
Phil, before you even continue, you own every single console already out there. You know, whether it's from, you know, the Xbox, the PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever. You even have a fucking micro PC, which is not normal. It is not normal to have every single console at your disposal. If you're trying to pretend and pass off yourself as being a normal gamer, you have got a lot more convincing to do, Phil, because you are by far, you are nowhere near what a normal gamer is.
Console. But for me, I just don't see the reality of it. And again, this is someone who mid-range PS4. I kind of said, I don't get it. And then when PS4 Pro came out, you actually saw that a lot of games did actually run better on it. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I was wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong here, but I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing dropping, because the other thing people are saying is for the specs that this PS5 Pro supposedly will have, it's got to cost at least $600, if not more, which is pricing yourself out of like console range. Consoles traditionally now are around $400 or $500. You're saying $600-700, you're out of the console price range. So what are they going to do? How are they going to bring it to a price that's marketable, right? I don't know. Okay.
Fuck you, Phil.
Fuck you, Phil.
The other news story I have for you today is kind of a funny one. So as you know, I'm pretty much fighting gamed out. I'm not going to be playing fighting games anytime soon. But at the higher ranks of Tekken 8, which likely is probably about where I was and a little higher than where I was in the ranked matches, apparently there has been a big problem with people who are playing the game nonstop, but then they cheat. So how can you cheat in Tekken 8? Well, it's very simple. You play, and if you win your match, you stay, and you get all your ranking points, and you rank up. If you're about to lose, you pull the plug. You pull the internet out of your console. And if you do, it drops the match. The way that Tekken 8 works is if a match drops, no one gets any points. But you also don't lose any points. It just cancels the match as if the match never happened. So imagine if you were playing a game and you only could gain points and never lose, you would always level up. And that's what's happened. There's actually people in Tekken 8 who had been playing for about a month and a half, and literally never lost any ranking points because they just cheated every match and pulled the plug. So because of that, you had people who were actually way higher ranks than they should have been. And people were infamously angry about this. In fact, there's one player who was ranked like, I think, top 5 in Tekken 8 since its inception, since it came out in January. And we're like, this guy's not even good. He literally is just a cheater. He'll beat scrubs, and then whenever he's about to lose, he pulls the plug, so he just stays at the top and never loses his leaderboard spot. This is bullshit, and something needs to be done. So people have been complaining nonstop to Harada, the main lead designer of Tekken, since the game came out. You got to fix this. So finally, a few days ago, there was a big public post by Tekken and Harada himself saying, we have now implemented a system where we can detect someone who's an infamous plugger. That's what they're actually calling them, pluggers, because they pull the plug during the match, okay? So you're
I mean, also, it's one of those things, if it happens to the same player, like, fucking more than, like, 3 or 4 times an eye, if there's a pattern, and they can spot the pattern, just get rid of them, ban them, or, not ban them, but punish them. Actually give them the L if they're doing it constantly, repeatedly.
Infamous plugger, and we've seen that you've disconnected a certain amount of times. There's no way that's just like a coincidence. You're doing it on purpose, and we're going to purposefully ban your account from being able to play online moving forward. So that's pretty crazy. Basically, the first time ever this is being implemented. No one's ever done this before. To be clear, no one's ever done this. In some games, what used to happen is if a match dropped, it would actually hurt both players, right? So if it hurts both players, it sucks, because if you're not the person who pulled the plug, you get penalized like you did something wrong. That's not fair, but it also would penalize the person who pulled it, so they would have less incentive to do it. It would make sense. They're going to still lose the ranking points, so why even disconnect? There's no point. So in that case, people were deterred from doing it because everyone would lose, right? In the case where no one loses if you pull the plug, there's really no way to deter the plugger. So that's why they actually have reached out and tried to figure out who are the infamous pluggers, and they've done it. So here's the deal. Yesterday, Low Tier God jumped on Tekken 8 to do his nightly rage session.
Well, Heather P called it, and Branna Jones called it. He has mentioned Low Tier God. They prophesized it, and Phil, of course, cannot wait to try and get a cheap shot in on Low Tier God.
Yesterday, Low Tier God jumped on Tekken 8 to do his nightly rage session of playing the game and literally plugging all night whenever he's about to lose, and he found out that his account was banned live on stream. So you might say, ha, got him.
So finally, these people get their just desserts. Except there's a little problem with that. What ends up happening is you can just make another PlayStation Network account. Yeah, you could just do a second account. And then you can immediately jump right back on and play again.
Yeah, but if you're a streamer and you're advertising what your new account is, then that'll just let the game developers know, oh look, this guy's ban evading. I'll ban that account. But as long as that person is, if LTG keeps streaming whatever his new account is, then can they just easily just catch him because, oh look, he's streaming from his new account. It's them again.
The difference is you have to start from the bottom. You have to start your ranking over. So it is funny. It's the equivalent of, you know, man, you got punished. You got reset to 0. And now you got to play again from the start. But what's to stop the person from just doing it again? And especially if they're better at the game now because they've been playing it for a while, what's to stop them from just plugging over and over and within a week or two, get right back to the level that you were at, right? So it's not a foolproof solution. Essentially, it's a hindrance for these pluggers. It's not going to stop them from doing it.
I think I want to have a screenshot of that kind of expression. I don't know. We'll see if I can... Hold on, give me a second here. Yeah, maybe second is a good one. He holds it kind of there. But don't get his whole hand. That's a sad thing, though. We're kind of losing part of his hand, but it could be a good wee thing to have all the same. You know, this is not a bad wee expression to have for people to play around with as well. The annoying thing as well is though that his bloody, there's so much in the way. That's the thing. Like I want to like get the hand as well, but you're going to have like the DSPN logo in the way. You're going to have. Oh, it's so annoying. So it is what it is. Nothing I can do. Bugged fucking DSP mechanics. Whatever. So let's go. Let's see how it turns out. It's actually not bad. It cropped out most of what we needed to get cropped out. It didn't catch what was down here. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, part of the background cloth there is there at the bottom. For the most part, that's not terrible though. So there we go. Let me just eat that towards my members. And my members can... Oh my god, Tacozilla, what have you done? Well, I guess I better share with everyone else. Tacozilla has made this abomination. And the explanation is, I don't know, I saw DSP put a pouty face earlier. And so you immediately thought of that. DSP pouts and Tacozilla's eyes light up red upon seeing the pout. I was like, I know what to do now. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Tacozilla, for your creative imagination. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Let's just close that and get away from that as fast as possible. And thank you very much, by the way, to Kel Denson for the super chat. Don't know why I didn't play animation again. It's so temperamental. But Kel Denson says, me and LTG live in the same city and time zone. I was watching him ban people left and right last night because they were calling him out. It does sound quite fun. I mean, he gets what he fucking deserves in that regard. I mean, if he was trying to cheat the system and he got caught out for it, it's funny. He gets what he deserves. But yeah, it is what it is. He fucked around and found out.
So it's not a foolproof solution. Essentially, it's a hindrance for these pluggers. It's not going to stop them from doing it, but it's going to make them deterred from doing it. You know, it's like an example here, right here on YouTube, okay? I have 24-hour subscriber-only mode on my chat. Does it stop trolling all the time? No. There's still people who can make troll accounts, come in and troll, and then they get banned, and then they have to wait another 24 hours because they have to make a new account for it to talk again. It's a deterrence. They could keep trolling, but it limits the amount of trolling. I think that's the idea behind banning pluggers, is we know it's not going to stop the plugging action entirely, but at least it deters the worst ones from getting ranks they don't deserve, and they're going to have to systematically, every once in a while, restart their rankings because we're going to keep catching them and banning them and catching them and banning them again. So, you know, there you go. That's interesting. It's never been done before in a fighting game, and it was funny because it happened live on stream to all of LTG's audience, and everyone made fun of him for it, of course, because he literally just does it. Apparently blatantly in front of everyone, like literally in front of everyone. He just does it overall, and there's concrete evidence that he's just an infamous person doing it, and he got banned. But I guess what people were, at least as of the last time that I was looking at it, there were still some of the infamous pluggers, and they were still on there and weren't banned, and people were scratching their head, why has it not banned them like the top people? Why are they still in there and not banned yet? So I don't know. I guess we'll see if they actually get those people or not. But yeah, I just think the whole thing's stupid. Like, I think that it is very dumb that sadly, people could pull this off. And that it's got to the point where now devs have to take action because these people are so fucking desperate to have some kind of online recognition for virtual ranking on a leaderboard. I mean, you have to be the biggest loser on the planet to be pulling the plug during a fucking online fighting game match. Listen.
I mean, do I can find an example. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Two seconds. Let's see if I can find this. Ah, shit. How do I find this? I don't know how to find this. Because Phil has actually done this before. Was it Dark Souls that I done it on? How did he? I'm trying to find the clip here. Phil has in the past, when he was playing Dark Souls, intentionally disconnected his internet when he was in an online fight with somebody because they kept healing themselves, and Phil couldn't handle it, and so he disconnected his internet connection and then gave middle finger to the television because he felt like he won. It was Demon Souls. Maybe that's why I can't find it. Demon Souls. Was it this thing here? Oh god, is like hold on. Give me a second here. So give me a second, yeah. So I'm not sure if I found the right video or not. DSP versus Old Monkey Rage Quit Demon Souls, and let's just fast forward to the part where Phil, like, I mean, we'll see. I think it is this one. It looks familiar. We'll watch like the last like couple of minutes, okay? But yeah, Phil, this is like a big long fight. You know what I mean? Phil was, you know, trying to beat this guy, and the guy just kept kicking his ass. So yeah, thank you very much. It was Demon Souls. And you can understand why I thought it was Dark Souls, you know, similar kind of game. But yeah, this is the final minute or so of Phil playing this guy, and this is a PvP fight. And yeah, he just couldn't handle what happened to him.
Put his sword away and I can't kill him, look! I can't do any damage to him, it's ridiculous.
And observe the health bar at the bottom for this guy, by the way. Just observe the health bar.
Look at this, I can't get him down to half light, and you're just gonna eat a healing item. Oh, you're only level 96? I've been playing this game for 4 fucking years. I'm like infinite level. Level 500. Oh, gets all his health back. Fuck this. Watch this. You fucking loser. You wanna fucking cheat, huh? You wanna fucking cheat? Here, watch this. Fuck that. Fucking cheat again, dick face. Fucking stupid cheaters, man. Fuck that nonsense. Complete nonsense. It's just cheating. It's just cheating. So he's massively over-leveled. Massively over-leveled. I'm destroying him with a fucking sword. I can barely do any damage to him, which obviously means he's got like 5 zillion fucking health. He's probably max fucking level. You know what I mean? But that's my fault, and now I'm gonna punish myself because my console's online. This game is fucking stupid as fuck. What a bunch of dumb, stupid nonsense. There, I beat him. I beat him. Yeah, I beat him. I did. I actually just beat him. Yup. Because that's how you win. You outsmart him by fucking just cheating the stupid game. So dumb.
So yeah, for Phil to complain about anyone else pulling the plug in a fighting game, I guess he doesn't quite remember what he did in Demon Souls. I guess it's not the same thing though. Phil will say it's not the same thing, it doesn't count or whatever. As soon as I heard Phil say that, I thought, hold on a second. Phil's been guilty of that in the past.
To be the biggest loser on the planet, to be pulling the plug during a fucking online fighting game match. Listen, I rage at fighting games. I lose at fighting games because I suck at them a lot of the time, okay? I get frustrated, I'll insult my opponent, I'll say very, very mean things. But I don't pull the plug.
I mean, you've just witnessed Phil pulling the plug. It wasn't a fighting game, really. It was a combat game, in a sense, Demon Souls. Clearly, you know what I mean? You can fight people in an online mode, you can fight other people. But yeah, Phil, you have pulled the plug before, as demonstrated by my clip I just showed. Although I guess technically it's not a fighting game.
A loss is a loss. Even if people get it by underhanded means or spamming or whatever it is, a loss is a loss. You just deal with it. All right? And I don't know how much of a fucking bitch you can be in life that you literally would pull the plug on a fighting game match. I mean, of all the things in life that you could have some responsibility for, right? To get away with responsibility, the fact that you lost an online fighting game match, you have to be the biggest bitch on this planet. And I mean that too. Anyone out there who's ever pulled the plug on a fighting game, you are a fucking bitch. I mean, God.
Oh my God, he's set himself up for a big fall here. I mean, really, you're going to have a before and after. Him saying that followed by the Demon Souls clip, there's your next detractor clip right there.
Do you have any semblance of discipline, decency, or responsibility in your real life? Because if you're pulling the plug on a fucking fighting game online, that means absolutely nothing, and you somehow value your online rank. I mean, holy shit, you are a bitch. And there is no way that anyone can dispute it. The moment that you do it and you pull that plug, and if you're doing it publicly, that's even worse. You just proved you have no fucking manhood whatsoever. You're a coward, you're a creep, you're a fucking loser. Don't fuck.
This is basically for LTG's benefit, you know what I mean? Phil is just absolutely digging the fucking heel into LTG here. Phil wouldn't, if LTG hadn't done this, Phil wouldn't be this toxic about it, but this is essentially for LTG's sake. Hoping to get a rise out of him. Phil is intentionally here trying to get a rise out of LTG, trying to get a response out of him, because LTG basically just goes to Phil back in the fucking past when Phil tried his best to get some sort of strange match set up to try and compete with evil. Oh, if Phil's doing his absolute best to get LTG's attention and goes, hey, we should play at the same time as we're playing evil, and then get distract all the evil crowd and they could watch us play instead. I mean, LTG responded to that just by saying, make it worth my while, give me money, or just go away.
Fucking pull the plug on an online virtual game. You can't, I mean, wow. I can't fucking believe people would do that. You have to be like the lowest level of fucking manhood to do that. I mean, wow. I'm sorry, this is not directed at one particular person. Can you imagine the guy who apparently is top 3 in Tekken 8 ranked online? I mean, what a fucking life loser. This is all you do. You sit around playing Tekken, pulling the plug all day. This is your claim to fame in life. Wow, so now you're banned. So now what are you going to do with the rest of your fucking life, you loser? Holy shit.
Bruh.
Anyway, again, with as many losses as I've taken, as many licks as I've taken, as much as I've sucked at fighting games, and yes, I acknowledge that I get angry and I rage online and I say naughty things, I don't pull the plug because I'm not a bitch. Okay, that's the game news for today, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed it. And at this point, we're going to get to shout-outs because it's already past noon. So let's do some shout-outs here on the stream and we'll see where the timing takes us. We start today.
It's past noon. How far am I behind? I'm behind by almost 30 minutes. Bloody hell.
With No Tango Dinero, first super chat of the day. He says it's Saturday party with the boys. It's already getting hot in here. Already, it's raised since I started this podcast. It's actually gone up by about 10 degrees in this office and it's continuing to get hot. Glad I'm wearing this stuff today at the same time. Anyway, Kieran, thank you for a super chat. He says, did you hear Harada banned LTG from Tekken ranked for plugging? I think we just talked about it. Thank you for the super chat. Dev Gaming did a super chat. There's Alone in the Dark demo. Yeah, and what I've heard is that I guess people are saying when you play the Alone in the Dark demo, it just feels like you're playing a choose your own adventure narrative game. Like there's like no gameplay to really speak of. So people don't know if that's what the game is or not. They're confused. Maybe I should check it out eventually. I guess we'll see. Rare Tricks with a super chat. DSP Fashion Hour Cool Glasses review. And, oh, so Rare Tricks, that's the latest super chat. Let's get that on the leaderboard.
I know you're lying. I'm gonna pick on you. I know you're lying. Being dishonest and begging for money. Begging and people wanting justice.
And Carlos Maciel, 15 months as a member, says, but you could need to buy the game again. No, from what I'm to understand, all you got to do is change a PlayStation Network account and you can make infinite accounts. I don't know how it works with the paying for the online of PS Plus. That I don't know. But I guess as long as you're on a separate PSN account that's not associated with the account that's been banned from Tekken, you can still just jump right on and play again from the start. It's like having a brand new account, jumping into a game and playing it and starting right over with ranks. So there you go. Okay, let's scoot over to the tip side of things. We actually start off today with a generous $15 tip from Rocky. Let's power through some Baldur's Gate 3. I love this game a lot. I want to see you finish it, and I want to finish it, Rocky. It just seems like, sadly, they late packed too much content into the game. What I mean by that is, it's just way too much going on at the end of the game, and it just becomes this big mess of lack of direction because you don't know where to go, what to do, because there's so much going on. You don't even know like, what's more important. What's important for the character development? What's important for the end game? What's important for you don't know because there's 17, 20 quests going on, and they shouldn't have done it like that. They like pack loaded too much into the back end of the game, in my opinion. But I am still having fun playing it. Okay. I received a $1 tip from Game Master. He says, interesting idea. Instead of Paper Mario on May 23rd, play System Shock Remake on May 21st, which feels amazing and fresh. Again, what I want to do is during my birthday marathon coming up on April 6th, which I'm sure we're going to start talking about soon to figure out planning what it is. I mean, we've got 3 weeks to figure it out, right? We're going to do the schedule update. We're going to go through all these game release dates, and we're going to figure out which ones we're interested in and pick a good variety and go from there. I think that's the way to go. You know, right now, I don't think it really makes sense to be looking at May and try to figure it out when we don't even know what exactly we're doing the next few weeks. You know, you take it one by one, right? But yeah, thank you for that interesting feedback. And yeah, maybe we will look into System Shock update or upgrade or whatever it's called. Was it remaster on console? Because up to now it's only been on PC. And people asked would I play it on PC, and I said, I don't know. I do have the mini PC. I don't know how well that would work. But maybe if it's on console, you know, we could do it if you guys want. Okay. Okay. I received a $12 tip. From 1 Minute Man, he says, good thing you have a plan for...
Wait. Is 1 Minute Man trying to, you know, make me play the goddamn whale noise button anymore? Or is it some sort of strange effort for 1 Minute Man to not only try and get Phil to read out more of his messages, but maybe Phil was fed up of 1 Minute Man being the constant top tipper all the time? It's a bad metric if it's the same person being the top tipper every single stream, I guess. So maybe Phil asked 1 Minute Man nicely to split up the tips. Or perhaps 1 Minute Man just wants to make Phil say as much as humanly possible across 2 different or 3 different tips. Regardless, that is 1 Minute Man. He is a whale, so... he gets a whale noise.
From 1 Minute Man, he says, good thing you have a plan for playing your current RPGs. Maybe Final Fantasy just has lost some of its magic. It's like meeting someone you once had a crush on, but years later you wonder why. Maybe that's what's happening with Rebirth in Japan. When playing lengthy games, maybe it would work in your favor, deciding early on whether to spend 50, 100, or 150 hours on each, factoring in other available games, viewer retention, support, etc. In Baldur's Gate 3, if you feel time's limited, opening every door you see initiates a ton of new quests, makes it more difficult to focus on the main ones. Yeah, the funny part about Baldur's Gate 3 is, again, there's so much content in it, but there isn't enough direction to actually know where is the important content, right? Like, yes, sometimes you get the quest markers, but for example, I've discovered a lot of stuff that, because just I explored, I found it, and it ended up leading to more interesting stuff or a different outcome for a mission. If I had just gone by the main missions, I would have missed not only a ton of content, but possibly ways to complete certain objectives and the like. So, I do feel like playing it the way I'm playing it makes sense, but it's also the most time-consuming way to play it, which is why, at this point, if you can believe it, I am 114, no, I'm wrong. I'm 117 hours into Baldur's Gate 3, and the end is still not in sight, right? Like, the end, we still can't see the end zone. We're still rushing, but we can't see it yet. There's still all this shit in the way, and it's not even clear what's the path to the end zone. I don't even know yet, right? I don't even know, because the game's presented us so many different ways, you know? Do you want to side with the Emperor? Do you want to side with Raphael? Do you want to side with the Githyanki? Do you want to side with Gortash? Do you want to rebel against all of them and just fight for yourself and go? Do you want to give the crown to Mistra? Do you want to give the crown to Gale? Do you want to keep the crown for yourself? There's all these things, these paths that have opened up over the course of the playthrough, and it's like, how on the hell do you know what to do? I don't. I literally don't know what to do or what would be the best outcome. I'm just gonna have to make a decision for myself, I guess, once we get to the end, and then figure it out from there, right? Right. The other thing is, you know, I've invested so much time into this game. I definitely want to see the conclusions to certain plot lines. Like, I want to see Shadowheart's quest line complete. I want to see Karlach survive. I don't want to see her heart explode. I want to see her survive. I want to do all these things. But there's more time, and it's not clear how to do those. It's like, Jesus. You know? I understand, like, they wanted to make the ultimate game of immersion and investing so much time into it that it feels like this is almost like your friends or family you're spending time with, right? Because you spend so much time in the game world. But at some point, you have to say, well, when the fuck does this all end? Because this is ridiculous. You know, like, how much time do I invest, and how do I figure all this out? It's not, why is the path not laid out? Why can't I figure out, you know? No, just keep exploring. It still continues. Oh my God. Sheesh. Well, the good news is I have you guys along this journey with me. I'm sure you guys are going to help me to figure stuff out. Again, like I've told you guys, I really have felt like this is a playthrough that would not have been accessible to me if it weren't for you guys being the live audience during it. Really, if you weren't around for this, I don't think I would have had nearly as much fun playing it. So thank you to those who've helped me along the way with this playthrough, and hopefully, you know, we'll do all the important stuff coming up in the next few streams, right? Okay, so far I don't see anything else to shout out yet. If anything else comes in, I will. So some questions. Carlos says, "Is Baldur's Gate your longest playthrough?" I don't know. I think previously my longest playthrough had either been Persona 5 or it was Skyrim, but with all the DLCs included. It's one or the other, but I don't know which. So, will I be reviewing the Fallout TV series? Probably yes. My wife and I are both interested in watching it, and we have Amazon Prime, which means we have the Prime Video app, which means that we can watch the show as it comes out. I don't know if it's going to be one episode a week or if they're going to dump the whole series, but I'm very interested in watching and reviewing it. Recently, the actual showrunner came out publicly, and because everyone keeps asking, you know, what is this going to be? And basically the showrunner says, you want to know really what it is? It's Fallout 5, because it doesn't follow the plot line of 3 or 4 or New Vegas, or, you know, it's its own entity, its own characters, its own plot isolated from those characters, which is, I feel, is a good thing. Because if it wasn't, if it ended up being, you know, oh, this is supposed to be like canon to the games and it's supposed to be the retelling of one of the games, then any little change that happened would have been nitpicked, right? And maybe they would have gotten something wrong, botched a character, bad casting. In this case, it's all new. So because it's all new, you could take it from a fresh perspective and judge it for itself as its own work and its own story, rather than, oh, how well did they do adapting this existing beloved story? In which case, I feel like maybe that was what happened with The Last of Us TV series and its missteps. Because by changing critical elements of that show, less zombies, more drama, extra drama episodes, emphasis on drama, but taking the horror element out of it, kind of made the show kind of boring by the end. I actually felt like it was way inferior to the game by the time that the TV series was done. The game's just far better. So maybe having it be its own thing makes it a lot better, right? So I'm excited for that. I want to see what happens with it, obviously. And yes, I'll be checking it out when it comes out. Okay, I received another $12 tip. Again, from 1 Minute Man. He says, good progress in the House of Hope. Your party's doing fine. Maybe you should consider a certain quest benefit from having certain companions in your party. If you want to save Lae'zel, talking to Orin's mother would make it easier. We already talked to Orin's mother, though. And we couldn't really do much about it. Remember, we had that whole conversation with Orin's mom, and there's no way to free her, so we just left her. I don't know what else to do. So it's certain garments and headgear. I don't know what that means. As you correctly said, if you harm a voodoo doll, you also would have harmed Marina, but she drops only 1 HP every time you hit the doll. Yeah, but she only had 6 HP. I'm sure she's okay with that. She will use regain hit points on herself when the curse is lifted, but it's commendable to have her well-being in mind. Yeah, I didn't see, again, I know how voodoo dolls work, and I was like, dude, I'm not even a chance getting that doll, and then someone innocent dies because I stupidly hit a voodoo doll. I'm just gonna try to figure out a way to stop it, and then I did, you know? Like, in reality, the voodoo doll had nothing to do with it, right? All you had to do was lift the curse with the spell, or not the curse, the hex with the spell, and then the voodoo doll was just a moot point. You know, it didn't even have to do anything to do with anything, so. Okay. Anyway, all right, so there you have it. Thank you, 1 Minute Man, for the tip. Any other topics you guys have today? Do I have any interest in doing a replay of Beautiful Joe someday on stream? I've never played Beautiful Joe. Not once. I know of it. I know what it is, but I never played it. So if anyone was interested in me doing Beautiful Joe someday, maybe. I don't know. But no one's really ever asked for it. Oh, Jackafan says, no, you got confused. That's Gortash's mother that you visited. Right, at the peddler's house. The shoe store. Orin's mother is someone else. Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that. All right. I don't know where you find Orin's mom. I guess we're going to have to figure it out. We haven't figured that out yet. Good, Orin's mom. I'm trying to think, like, what are quests that we never really figured out how to finish? One quest we never figured out was in the sewers, which is right near where the ball worshippers are hiding out in the sewers. There was that guy, the magician, who had all the rot people with him. Remember, the acid rot demons? And we killed them all. And there was a coffin with a skeleton with no head. But we never found the head. So because of that, we never were able to complete that and figure out what it was. Could that be involved? Because it's right near the ball worshippers area. Maybe it is. I mean, there was also, excuse me, there was also that tiefling girl who we found down there near some far enough point of power, but then she just disappeared and we have no idea what else is there. I don't know. That's what I mean about the game. It's just confusing to the point where how are you supposed to know this shit? Well, if you have a guide or if you endlessly sink time into it, you can find these ways around stuff, and it's like, that's just frustrating. Again, you know, I love the game. I am enjoying it. I like the fact that we've had great interaction and engagement during it. But you have to understand that I don't have endless time to just sit here and explore. I want to make a push to beat this game in the next 2 weeks. I want to finish this game by the end of March. I have to finish this game by the end of March. I can't have it lingering any further. So we have to figure out what's truly important to finish this off. So if there's ways around this stuff, I'd like to do it. But it also sucks that people might have to just outright spoil it for me because the game's not straightforward enough. You know? Dick around for hours. Right? I don't know. Anyway. All right. No, I've not seen a Spider-Man multiplayer game trailer. I don't know anything about that. All right. Anyone else have anything they'd like to talk about? Please tag me in the chat if you do.
We'll have a little bit of discussion before we end the podcast today.
Fuck's sake, Jesus Christ.
Carlos already answered that. I don't know if Baldur's Gate's my longest playthrough or not. Like I said, previously it was either Persona 5 or the Skyrim playthrough, including DLCs, that were the longest. But it's always two, like the two groups always argue about it. It's not clear which was definitively longer. It's also extra hard to figure out Persona 5 because it's on 2 different YouTube channels because of the issue with copyright strikes and stuff. So I don't know. But I mean, by the time we're done, maybe, because right now it's like I said, it's 117 hours. And you got to realize 2 more weeks. So this week I'm playing at 12 hours, right? So that's 129. And then next week, I'm probably playing at 12 hours, right? So that's going to be like 143, something crazy like that or something like that. You know, it's going to be really long by the end. It could be the longest one.
That was the start of my YouTube career. Today, many years later, things are a lot better.
Well, I watched the upcoming Harry Potter show on HBO. I did not even know there was a Harry Potter show on HBO. Maybe I have Max. That is like the one service that I have for a video service exclusively. Because, you know, I have Prime, Amazon Prime, but I use that usually for the shipping. That's where I get the benefit. So maybe I would check out this Harry Potter show depending on what it is, because I don't know what it is. Okay, I received a $12 tip from Rocky. We always hit tier 1 on podcast.
Let's be honest, yeah, Rocky's a bit of a whale as well, so they get the whale call. That's 2, like, $12 tips they've given, so there you go.
Last time, whenever it's Baldur's Gate. Well, there you go. Thank you, Rocky. By the way, for some odd reason, my frame rate has tanked in my OBS, but if you guys are seeing smooth, then it's fine. But my frame rate is looking terrible, and I don't know why. It's really weird. So hopefully you guys are still seeing the full, you're seeing the full 60, right? 60 frames? Well, actually, it would just be 30. The webcam's only 30 frames per second. Okay. So thank you, Rocky. No, definitely my original Skyrim playthrough is not the longest, because in my original Skyrim playthrough, remember, it was me playing offline, so actually things went a little faster there, as opposed to me playing online. The second run that I did a few years ago was longer because of the interaction with the stream, and then I also decided to do all the DLC content along with that playthrough, while in the original playthrough they were separate series, and that playthrough, it was all one continuous series. So definitely the second Skyrim playthrough from a couple years ago is the longest of the two. That's the longest playthrough there. Persona 5 is insane. It's such a long game. It's crazy good, though. Like, it never really feels like it's dragging too much, right? The story just keeps going and going and going. And every time you think it's about ending, there's something else happens, another twist, another weird thing you didn't expect, and then boom, continues further, right? All right, anything else, guys? Wow, you guys clammed up. What happened? Why was everyone so quiet? Usually, we're hustling and bustling here in the chat. For some reason, today the chat's dead. Like, what happened? Did you all fall asleep because we're playing Baldur's Gate today, or
You're bored them all to death, Phil.
what's going on? Yes, Persona music is outstanding. I agree that the soundtracks of the Persona games are super duper good and some of the best parts of the games. Played Morrowind many years ago as a kind of throwback playthrough. First of all, when I first moved out here 10 years ago, all right, I attempted a Morrowind playthrough on my PC. Didn't work. After about, I would say, oh no, I take that back. That was Oblivion. Yeah, never mind. No, Morrowind, we did try to play, all right, many years ago. It was still on Twitch, so that was at least over 3 years ago, probably 4 or 5 years.
I'm bored. I'm going 1.5. He is boring me.
Years ago, I think. We tried to do Morrowind. And that's where one of the songs comes from. It says, go straight, go right, go straight. That's actually from the Morrowind playthrough. But the problem with Morrowind is, not that it's not a good game, all right, but for me, when I tried to play it, definitely the gameplay aspects just felt so outdated that they weren't very fun. And I thought the story was quite boring. When I actually had these streams where I just explored, and I went out questing, and I did various things, and I learned the commerce system of how you can craft a certain amount of items, sell them for profits, buy more ingredients, craft items, sell them for profits, and become infinitely wealthy, right? That loop. Or with the magic system, you can actually abuse it to have enough regenerating mana that you can essentially float away and go anywhere you want in the game. These are systems that are fun because you can see that this is where the series used to be in the past and how those evolved over time into games like Oblivion and Skyrim, right? Like, it's cool to see the origins of that. It's very similar to when I was playing Knights of the Old Republic, and I saw a lot of similarities between that and what later on came out in other BioWare games like Mass Effect, right? It's cool to see those origins. But as a game, I play it and I'm like, I couldn't stomach it. You know, I actually think we did maybe like 20 to 30 hours of it. And after a while, I was getting so bored. Every time we played it, I was like, oh, we got to play this again and go to the story place again. And it's grindy and it's repetitive and it's just like tedious. And I just didn't like it. I got so bored with it, I gave up, you know?
But I played all of Oblivion, and that worked well. I played all of Skyrim, obviously, multiple times. That's worked well. I played other Bethesda RPGs like Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4, etc. All those work. It was basically, I think Morrowind is like my cutoff for a game where I kind of get really bored. So, okay. FK Gaming says, yes, and remember, there's no voice acting in the game. You kind of have to read everything. Is that true? No, there's no voice acting in the game, right? Yeah. And then we had a disgusting person sending me a dollar tip with gross stuff, so I'm just not going to read it. They're an idiot. Okay. This guy said, I know you're going to choose between Dragon's Dogma 2 and Rise of the Ronin, but will you play the other one eventually? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it really depends on what you guys want. I would play both. If we finish these games up that I'm playing right now, and the schedule is essentially one of the games, and maybe like Final Fantasy VII, maybe I could play both, but the other thing is then Alone in the Dark is coming out, and then in April there's games coming out. So again, we're going to have to be forced to pick and choose. It's not going to be a situation where, hey, let me just buy all the games, and then again, we're back to the situation where I'm trying to juggle 17 games at once and we can't get through any of them, right? Like, I don't think that's going to be beneficial to anybody. So, yeah, but we'll see. I'm totally interested in both. So even if we play the one and then maybe if time opens up to do the other, maybe we can. I guess we'll find out. No, Cat and I have no interest in doing Stardew Valley. If we did, we would. Our next, I announced this yesterday, maybe you missed it. Our next co-op playthrough, and this will be in the schedule soon, Beyond Two Souls. So that's another thing that we're going to be doing, is Beyond Two Souls co-op. Probably once a week, maybe twice, but probably at least once a week, once we get it started within a week or two. We'll see. Probably by the end of March we'll start it. We'll get into the schedule. And we're excited for that. I think that's going to be very fun to do that co-op. She's never played it. I haven't played it in 11 years, right? There's a little bit of a co-op aspect to it. It's going to be a fun narrative for us to go through together. So I think it's going to be fun in that regard. We're going to have dual headphones because now I have 2 sets of these Hori neck phones. So now we'll each have our own pair, which will be nice. We'll both be able to hear properly. I think the only challenge will be the mic. Like, how can we both be easily get heard on the mic? Because I don't know. And nor do I have the... I'm not going to buy a whole other mic setup right now. So we're going to have to share the mic. Probably what I'll do is I'll put the mic in front of her. Like, move it to be right there in front of her. And then I'll just project my voice more so that you can pick me up. You know, the thing is I have filters on the mic now. So I would definitely have to kind of adjust things to get it the sweet spot so you guys could hear us. But I think we'll get it right. And we'll get this setup going for co-op. You know, it'll work better and go from there. But yeah, but that's the next co-op we're doing is Beyond Two Souls. Likely in the next few weeks we'll start that up. I'll let you know when we start doing it regularly. The game is about 10 hours long. It could be longer depending. So it's going to be at least 5+ streams of that. So it'll be good. It'll be consistent, like a month plus, where Cat will be on streams at least once a week hanging out with us and playing a fun game. So that'll be nice.
Nope.
See, that was the other thing. I was thinking we're going to have a main game of whatever it is that I choose to play on Friday. We're going to have Final Fantasy VII in there in the mix. And we're going to have that co-op with Cat. We're still going to have the React days. So all of that, right? And then you got to figure out what time we have left. By the way, I mean, this has to be said. At some point, I got to bring back Elden Ring. Because we have to get in that run. We have to keep going to the point where we unlock the Underground Palace to get to Moog and beat Moog so that we are in line to do the DLC. So at some point, we have to bring back Elden Ring as well into the mix. I don't know when we'll do that. Let's see here. Better Call Darth Maul to me $1. Did you play Battlefront 2 2015 edition? Being of HBO, there's a very good show called White Lotus. Season 2 is excellent. I played both of the Battlefront games in the 2010s. Both of them. Sadly, neither of them lived up to the originals. They were both inferior. Mostly because EA tried to push the games into the realm of microtransactions. Oh, you know, you'll level up with experience points and you get randomized items pulling from a fucking deck of card loot, and some of it will give you a defense boost and some will increase your ability over here. It just didn't make sense. The whole point is supposed to be a drop in, drop out, fun multiplayer game where it's based on your skill at the game. Not, oh, I played longer than someone else and I got a bunch of drops that now make me more powerful. It was stupid the way they did those. And if you remember, they changed it. They were going to have that be the actual formula at launch, and so many people complained they took the aspect to spend in the game out of the game. And then later on, I think that like people said like 2 years into it, they fixed them to make them better. But by the time at that time, the interest already waned. You know, no one cared. Yes, Korg, a lot of people have recommended It Takes Two. We're sadly not interested in it though. Any plans to finish Sea of Stars? Yes, much later this year. When we get to the times of the year that are considered more downtime for gaming, when it's not all these releases we're deciding on and juggling. I'm bringing back Sea of Stars as a night stream, and we're going to finish that game for sure, but we have to get to that point. Dark Magus says, I can't wait for the Elden Ring DLC playthrough. I think many people are in that same boat. You guys love to watch me play the FromSoft style games. The difficulty, me, you know, suffering, dying a ton, but then persevering and getting through them is actually one of the best, you know, reasons why people like certain playthroughs that I do. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I want to go back to Elden Ring so we can finish up that playthrough from a year ago now. Yes, it was actually 1 year ago that I was doing my second run of Elden Ring. So we need to go back to it, pick up where I left off after having killed that corrupted Lich Dragon or whatever his name was. I gotta get back to the magic build. I gotta figure it out again because now it's been a year away. And then I got to continue on. If I remember, after that, don't you have to go back to the other magic island and do all the magic stuff up on that plateau, like the dragon fights? And then when that's done, don't you also have to fight the giant alien? You have to fight the giant alien. And then that eventually unlocks the way to the true underground blood area with Moog. I can't remember how you get to the blood palace, but we have to get. That's what we have to do. We have to beat the blood palace area and Moog here there to get ready for the DLC. And so this could be a challenging thing. You know, I haven't played the game now in a year. I'm definitely going to be rusty and get my ass beat. So it'll be interesting to jump back into it. Do I think there'll ever be a Crash Bandicoot 5? Would I like to see it? Would I like to see it? Yes. Will it ever happen? I have no clue. The whole Toys for Bob fiasco has been just that, and I don't know where the rights for Crash lie right now. It's a pretty big mess, but I would love to see the series continue.
Dark Maggot says, did you hear WB wants Hogwarts Legacy to be a live service game? Makes no sense. The game was successful because it was single player. Yes, and yes, it makes no sense. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. It makes no sense, but they just want more money, right? It's pretty lame. There's a teleporter at the end game to get to Moog. You just have to get there. Where is the teleporter? It's in the snow mountains. Okay, so it's up in the upper right-hand quadrant. Because I definitely want to keep going. If you remember, we have the ability to continue in the underground area, and I think that gets you to the first major alien boss fight, the giant alien thing. So we have to beat that. We have to beat the optional magic area in the southwest portion of the map. You know, the magic area, the magic swamp. So southwest, there's a big plateau, and there's the dragon fights and shit there that we can do. And then I guess we could push, once we beat that optional stuff, then we could push to the northeast snow areas, which I haven't really explored yet, and go up there and do all those fights. And then probably, you're right, then go to the Moog area. So the thing is, we do not have to do Halley Tree again. Because I already did it the first time, and it's not going to change or anything. We don't really need to do it now. We know we don't need to do it for the DLC, so that's optional. If we want to go back and do Halley Tree again, we can. It might be less annoying this time for the magic build. I might be able to blast some of those super annoying fucking enemies. Remember the stupid teleporting dudes with 7 arms or whatever? They're the most annoying enemies in the game. I might just be able to stun lock blast those fuckers. I guess we'll see. But I guess we'll try to figure it out. I don't remember exactly how to do it, so. But I'm excited to go back to it. And then, of course, the DLC I think is going to do really well. I'm excited for the DLC. I received a $1 tip from Better Call Darth Maul. Will you play a sports game sometime in the future? The new MLB came out, and I have baseball fever. You know, not much demand for sports games these days, but every once in a while, when I, for variety, toss one into the schedule, people seem to like it. As you know, right now, we are so inundated with games. You know, the answer is not now, but, you know, long term, sure, if someone was interested and there was, you know, people demanding it, I would consider throwing the sports game into the mix. I don't see anything wrong with that. Wow. So Jason just said, people have no right to complain about live service games when everyone is basically fanboying over Helldivers 2. See, I don't even know how Helldivers 2 works. I thought it was just an online co-op shooter where you join into a lobby and you go into these missions where you fight the bug aliens or whatever. I don't know anything about the structure of the game, like how you level up or anything like that. Is it considered live service? I don't know. Again, I haven't played it. Oh, I know. It's online co-op required. If you play it by yourself, it's not good. You have to be basically doing online co-op to get the game. And I don't do co-op, as you know, and there's reasons why. So because of that, it's not a game that fits my style. That's why I haven't played it. Is Helldivers 2 PC only, by the way? Or is it on console too, or is it just PC only? Everyone's very quiet. I told you today, for some reason, you guys are very quiet. Usually chat way more than this. I don't know what happened. What's with the chat rate being so low? It is on PS5. Okay. Cool. I was going to say, because honestly, I don't know if it would run on my mini PC. If my mini PC even works, I haven't booted the thing up since, shit. When was the last time I booted up the mini PC? Right? Huh? BB Phil? What the fuck? BB Phil is talking about the Red Fedora donation goal. Hold on a second here.
Kind of say what you wanted to say, your overall thoughts about the interview, because you're the one person that we haven't really heard from after yesterday. And I think you're the person.
When is the Red Fedora donation goal active and on what channel? So, first of all, there is no Red Fedora donation goal. Can we clarify? There is 3 goals that are based on the level of tips that I raise on any given stream, and that goes for any channel. That goes for this channel, the React channel, or the Throwback channel. Now, the React channel and Throwback channel, I only stream on once a week. This channel, I stream on all week, okay? If we have $50 in tips, I put on Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, people get to vote on a hat for me to wear during said stream. Now, that's dependent usually on certain circumstances. Number one, what hats have I worn? That's concerning. Recently. If there's a hat that I've worn recently, and sometimes several times recently, I will not have it in the running for a particular stream. But also, weather and heat. For example, today it's very hot outside, meaning it's going to be very hot in here. I'm not going to put on a knit hat today. I'm not going to be putting on a big stuffed hat like the Bender hat. It's too much, it's going to overheat me. So I'd usually look to be wearing like a lighter hat on a day like today. So, the Red Fedora is one of many. I think I have something like 12 hats or something that I've worn.
I love how he automatically assumes because he's playing Baldur's Gate 3, he's going to be guaranteed to wear a hat. I mean, he may as well, you know what I mean? It's a little bit egotistical just to assume you'll be wearing the hat. But when every single Baldur's Gate 3 stream has at the hat go, I guess he's earned the right to expect it.
Over time, that we alternate in these polls, what happens is if we hit that goal of $100 in tips raised on a stream, people will vote on 4 different hats. Whatever wins the poll, that's what I wear for the rest of the day. The Red Fedora is in there. It is possible that on any stream that I do, if we hit $100 in tips, that people will vote and the Red Fedora will be hit and then we wear it. But it's not a given. It's not a guarantee. Sometimes, you know, the Red Fedora will win a poll. Sometimes it won't. So just because we hit a goal, it's not guaranteed that I wear the Red Fedora that given day. Okay, that's how it works. Now, there's a top tips goal as well, $150. Then we hit that. Then people vote on a vest for me to wear, and I have a variety of different kinds of vests to wear as well. I have colored ones. I have, you know, gaudy ones that are themed towards things. Like I have one with Pokemon on it. I have one that's bright orange, like the one Marty McFly wears in Back to the Future. You know, all these different ones. So,
It's been a rough year.
Red, yes, we heard about Sweet Baby Ink. We talked about it a little bit, but we never really covered it fully. But not really the kind of story that I would cover that much, I don't think. So, I've only played the Stalker series once during a marathon at Halloween. I didn't like it, so I never played it again. I was wearing shades earlier because it is unseasonably warm here today in Washington, so I was kind of, you know, doing a parody of the fact that it's so hot, you gotta wear shades, you know, wearing short sleeve shorts today, you know.
I love how he did that again. It's such a weird thing from today. I'm going to demonstrate wearing shorts. He just like practically fucking, you know, gives himself a wedgie, it seems like.
The fact that it's so hot, you gotta wear shades, you know, wearing short sleeve shorts today, you know. There you go. Okay, is it time to adjourn? I think it is, right? So thank you guys for your support this morning. Thanks for chilling with me. Thanks for the discussion. I hope you enjoyed the show. And now RPG Madness begins. Let's hope for maximum progress today in both RPGs that I'm about to play, because we gotta beat them sooner rather than later, right? And hopefully you guys will enjoy. I hope so. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Thanks for enjoying. Tomorrow, obviously, I'll have an update on everything that went down today in each game, and hopefully maybe some more news and stuff to discuss as well. I guess we'll find out. But in the meantime, everyone, thank you so very much for a great show. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you soon. Another edition of the Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming. Okay, so good stuff, everybody, and thank you for watching. I think what we will do is get set up. I do need to take a break to use the restroom before we begin. So as usual, when I do this, you guys usually like to hear the title screen music, correct? We'll probably set that up for you so you can just sit here and listen to the title screen music while I use the bathroom, and then we come back for 3 straight hours of Baldur's Gate 3 progress, finishing up the House of Hope first, because that's what we're in the middle of. We got to do the jailbreak rescue, and then see what happens, because I have no idea what happens while you're doing the jailbreak rescue. Some people are saying like some epic stuff happens, but I don't know. I haven't spoiled myself. And then we'll go from there. Okay? All right. So let's boot the game up so you guys can have the title screen music during this brief break for the restroom. Phew. It's already hot in here, man. I'm already starting to sweat. It sucks. It fucking sucks to be so hot this weekend.
Big ups to Playing With Your Beliefs for, you know, sending his viewers this way. And they've timed it kind of well, because the bingo is almost over, okay? But just because the bingo is almost over doesn't mean that the show is over. Because we have some marbles to do. And there is a prize. There is actually a prize. People could win a game, a PlayStation 5 game. If you own a PlayStation 5, it is in your best interest to hang around for marbles. But first of all, let's just finish the bingo. But cheers again, Playing With Your Beliefs, for sending your viewers over this way.
All right. So hot and we're loading into hell. True, we're going to hell. We're literally going to hell. What's funny is, literally we're at the end game, right? We still have not arrived at this part. See this? We're not there yet. We've seen it, right? We've seen that's Baal's symbol. So we know what that is. That's Baal. But we haven't actually seen this fucking gate yet, right? Maybe this is where we're headed. Maybe this is the Orin plotline. Maybe this is where we go to kill Orin's followers or something. Maybe. But, all right. So everyone, thank you. Break time. I'm going to leave it here and I'll be back.
In the past, I've never counted it. So Phil's about to fuck off here, right? But he's clearly standing up to fuck off. I usually in the past never counted him going on a break because it felt unfair, because Phil always stands up regardless. But sometimes you don't always see it, because sometimes he runs ads. So I'm starting to think that anytime Phil does not run ads, we can count it when he stands up during his little break in between. Basically, I want to tick the square.
Burger. 5 in a row. That's concerning.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, we can now fast forward to Phil and him returning. So just use a scroll wheel down here. Is he back yet? Why is he so long? What is going on here? Hold on a second. Why is it taking forever? There he's back there. So he waddles back in a frame about here. Happens right about here. Right. Let's watch him waddle back in to shot. Keep an eye up here. Keep an eye right there. You'll see the gut first, I imagine. And... come on, Philium. There he is.
Okay, guys. Ready to get started? Ugh. It's hot in here, man, already. Like, no exaggeration. Being in the rest of my house is cool, because all the windows are open, air circulation in here, the door's closed, and now with this heat, it's about probably around 80 to 85 degrees in here right now. And over the course of the afternoon, it's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. That's why I'm very glad I'm wearing the summer clothes today. All right, let's do this. Right. Yeah, I know, summer in March. Love summer in fucking March. We didn't even get to spring yet. It's not officially spring yet. And we have summer weather today. Had enough. Had enough. I'm moving to Alaska. It's official. That's my next move. I'm moving to Alaska. I'm living with the penguins. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3.
He is now recording. He didn't waste any time. He's just started recording straight away into gameplay there for Baldur's Gate 3. So we're only actually behind Phil by about 10 minutes in the grand scheme of things. So I imagine he's not gained much in tips since then.
Things were.
He's not gained a fresh tip since he started recording for gameplay. Well, boo-hoo. I'm done with Phil. I'm done with him. Let's get rid of him. And let's enjoy some otters. And while we're enjoying some otters, don't go anywhere, guys, because we have still got to do some marbles here. We did not win the bingo today. But there's a chance, though, for people to add to the prize fund regardless, because we're going to do some impossible maps on the marbles, you know, to try and see if anyone can complete them and add to the prize fund. Not only that, we have a very special and unique marbles run where somebody will win a copy of a PS5 game. Thank you very much to the generous... Hold on, before we do anything else, sorry, before we even continue that, I did say I'd promised Meester I'd show his artwork. I was waiting for Phil to kind of go away and all that shit. There we go. So Meester made some artwork. The Not a Lolcow podcast. Not sure how I feel. It's a strange effect. A strange effect to use on Phil. And it looks like he's embracing Keem as well. That's a weird one. It's a weird one. But yeah, I don't know, it feels like it puts Phil in a positive light. I don't know, it feels like it's a good image for him. Seeing Phil look positive is a strange one. I don't know. Anyway, cheers, Mister. I'm also kind of curious, before we even hold on, was Phil pulling on his brake there? I guess it's too soon to tell from that. We'll check TJ stuff later on. But yeah, good old otters. Anyway, guys, I'm going to set up the marble stream. But guys, I'll be doing a marbles race and a marbles giveaway. So as I said, I want to give a shout out here to Toxic Cherry Juice. You know, they have a game giveaway. You know what I mean? So yeah, he has a PlayStation 5 copy of Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. So if you've got a PlayStation 5 and you feel like you'd like, if you've been interested in getting a copy of Spider-Man 2, he was Toxic Cherry Juice was giving me the code for it, and I was thinking we're going to do a marbles race, and we will see if whoever wins the marbles race, or even the highest placed person that has a PlayStation 5 that wants a copy of the game, they get to fucking get that copy of the game. But yeah, that's what I was thinking anyway. Well, so let me get the marbles all set up and sorted, whatever. I will be right back, and then we will we'll get some marbles going, and we'll see if we can add to the bingo prize fund as well with these impossible tracks. But the first thing I think I will be doing is determining the winner of the Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5 version. So yeah, we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, we are back here, and if Toxic Treasures is in the chat, I would like to get them to like just give me a random number. Well, I say a random number, I don't know if I can actually fucking do that with this. Ugh, fuck me man. I could have sworn there used to be numbers here. 1651. I don't think that's going to work. I'll type in up here 1651 to see if anything comes up. I don't think it does. Balls. There used to be numbers. I swear there used to be numbers on the left hand side here. And we could just go by the numbers. You know, but I can't see that anymore. I may have to click random instead. And yeah. So, long bumpy ride, 5 minutes. God damn, hold on. I guess we're doing this then, okay? I guess we're doing this. So sorry, Toxic Joy. So yeah. So here's what's going to happen. I picked random, okay? I picked a random map and it's picked this long bumpy ride. Average finish time is 4 minutes and 55 seconds. There's only a 7% elimination rate. And yeah, are balls, marbles, pixel swappers asking? Yes, basically marble runs, you know, so basically every single person which has left a comment on a community post, which is linked in the description of my live stream, they're in this race. There's 171 marbles there because there's 171 names overall. I mean, there's a couple of names that repeat. There are 6 different versions, I believe, of Jasper's Angels. There's also me. I'm in this as well. That's right, you're competing with me, you bastards. So there we go. But yeah, the aim of the game here is to also come first, and the person that comes first, if you own a PS5 and you would like a copy of Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 5, then you'll get that. And if you first place doesn't want that, we'll ask second place or third place or whatever. I mean, we'll see how it works. First things first, let's establish a winner. But thank you once again to Toxic Treasures for offering to donate a game. He had a version of Spider-Man 2 available to donate, and he didn't know what to do with it, and he kind of thought, well, but we just give it away for marbles, for bingo, you know, so there we go. So we're going to do that right here. So yeah, if you own a PS5, it's like, oh Jesus, I'll catch up in first place. If you own a PS5, it's going to definitely be in your best interest to, Naoto Ronin actually, look at him. Our newest member is, looks like he's in first place right now, and there's multiple different paths as well. But it looks like that Chori Taint got a good shortcut there, but Naoto Ronin has his speed though. Naoto Ronin might catch up here. As we're going round in circles, getting steadily more dizzy and dizzy and dizzy. But Naoto Ronin is in second place, it looks like. Chori Taint is ahead. Everyone's going to get slowed down though here, massively. Really, the play here is to try and get bumped to the side like Chris George just got done. Look at Chris George overtaking everyone. There's King B. Cruel, where's your spoon? But we'll keep it with Chris George for now and see how he does. And once again, a little slowdown here. And he gets, look at that, such a lucky bounce for Chris George. He's going to hit the speed bump. The speed arrow, no, he avoids the speed arrows. But he's now caught in the middle, but he goes straight down the side. Chris George is having a very charmed and blessed run here, it looks like. He is not getting held up much at all. The finish line is still miles away though. You can see the finish over there. It is a long way away. So Chris George, followed by Chori Taint, Scarotti looks like the third. John Quincy Adams has fallen to their doom. Don't know how they managed that, but they found a way. I think that's our first fatality of the game. It is actually indeed our first fatality of the game. John Quincy Adams. Gone. They just decided just to say, you know what, screw this. I don't even have a PS5 anyway, I'm just out of here. But Chris George is ahead, but Chori Taint looks like they're catching up. Scarotti taking third place. Naoto Ronin trying to get the first place back. There's D-Dog in there. I need to change his name back to D-Dog. Dead Dog. Fucking Dead Dog. Nah, yeah, D-Dog. I'm changing that fucking name back. You just fucking wait there. But Chris George still in first place as we get closer and closer to the finish line. Oh, he's going to be slowed up though, and so is Chori Taint. That's a bad news for them, I guess. That's why a risky jump. Oh, Chris George has come out of that. This is a very blessed run. Like, if Chris George has a PS5, he might be looking forward to a free copy of Spider-Man 2 right now. Or he might not have a PS. Oh, hold on. Chori Taint has fallen behind. Scarotic has got a speed up, a shortcut. Ira has fallen to their doom. I was trying to follow Ira there, but there we go. But Scarotic is now in second place. Timmy O'Toole's in third place. Back in the day is in there as well. But Chris George is still maintaining first place. But they are now caught in the middle. And this is where they might lose their first place. If somebody can get a good bounce here and get out to the side here. Chris George has been stuck the whole time in the middle, but nobody could take advantage. And Chris George still holds on to first place here. Scott taking second place, Timmy O'Toole third, Floods is fourth, Millie Away is fifth. And Chris George has a very good bounce there. But he might get held up here, he's going to get held up here. And this is massive here, somebody can get by. And finally Chris George has lost his first place. Winston, the VTuber Respector, is now first. As we're getting closer and closer to the end. Second place is Suds, third place is Back in the Day. Broside Phil's up there as well in fourth place. And remember, just because you win the race doesn't mean you'd win the prize, because the prize for this race, remember, is a PlayStation 5 copy of Spider-Man 2, thanks to Toxic Charges for providing that. Winston the VTuber Respector is in first place as things stand. I don't even know if they're in the chat right now to claim their prize, to say if they'd want it or no. All I know is that their marble is beating all of our marbles right now. We have had 4 people, I think, die. Somehow. We have 167 marbles left. That means 4 perished. Ira was one of them. John Quincy Adams was ever. I missed ever 2. But here comes Winston now. I think we're getting towards the end here. Down these little slopes and then one big speed boost ramp to get to the finish. Winston, the VTuber Respector, is going to get to the finish. And they have finished in first place. Congratulations to them. Second place is Suds. Third place was Back in the Day. Fourth side was Broside Phil. Fifth place was Colleen S. Sixth place was Sclerotic. Seventh place Millie Away. Third place Ian Sawyer. Ninth place was Midgard Metals. And 10th place was Aiden K. As all the marbles are now filtering their way towards the finish. Will they all finish in time though? That is a big question. That is a big question. Some of them might not finish in time. Who's at the very back there? Conroy, it looks like at the very back there. Let's just follow Conroy. There's Dash getting to the finish. There's Koraz as well. There's Warren getting there. Ranger as well. Narcissus, and there we go. But Conroy, he has 20 seconds to make this jump. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be okay. No, he's not. Oh, I spoke too soon. The fire got him. Unlucky. So there we go. So, congratulations to Winston the VTuber Respector for winning that race. Are they here in chat? Are they even there? Like, because like the whole point of this race was to pick a winner for the prize, the PlayStation 5 version of Spider-Man 2. So if Winston the VTuber Respector is not in the chat, we'd go to second place, which is Suds. I mean, it's a case of, put it this way, who is the highest? Back in the Day is in the chat. Back in the Day, you might be the highest placed person who are here. Ford's here, okay. So back in the day, do you have a PS5? And if you don't, then we'll move on to fourth place, which is Broside Phil. But yeah, back in the day, if you got a PlayStation 5 and you could have a free copy of Spider-Man 2 if you got a PlayStation 5. Can I donate it, please? Back in the days, wanting to donate it themselves. I guess that's fine. Like I can give you the code to give to someone else. Toxic Charges is okay with that. I don't mind that. As long as Toxic Charges is okay with that as well, I'm cool with that. You know, because it's a good way to kind of resolve it. Whatever it means that you can like pass on to somebody you want to do. And Toxic Charges, so there we go. Toxic Charges says they're fine with it as well. So there we go. Cool stuff indeed. So back in the day, as won a copy of Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 5. Try and get in touch with me through Discord or Twitter or anything, and I'll try and get the code to you. Yeah, I mean, or email me. Email as well, kingjadvcmp@gmail.com. Email as well if you want, and I'll try and get that code sorted for you. Or if you and Toxic Jay just know each other, just fucking ask Toxic for the fucking code. He's gonna fucking yeah, whatever. There we go. But there we go. Good stuff indeed. Good stuff indeed. Okay, we're not finished with the marble races, by the way, guys. We're not finished with the marble races because we still have a way. We still want to see if we can add to the bingo prize fund. So let's look at our favourites. And I think this one before we played and we quite liked it. We have this one saved in our favourites here. Remember, these are very difficult courses. These are very difficult marble courses. 99% elimination rate. Very hard to complete them. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think. So yeah, if somebody manages to complete this course, it'll add $10 to the current bingo prize fund, which is at this moment in time sitting at $110. If somebody completes this course, that will go up to $120 for the bingo prize fund. But it's a very difficult, challenging course this is. So I guess we'll follow T. Higgins as the furthest ahead marble so far, but that'll change very quickly. As you can see, they all go up this elevator together. Don't know how some people are so far behind, but they're about to be a whole lot of different destruction here. Here we go. T. Higgins survived that. So I guess we'll just follow T. Higgins for now. JR is ahead, just ahead, further ahead there. They're all getting filtered through here. Here we go. We're all in a row here. This is going to be a tough one. T. Higgins is still... Oh, he's fallen. He's down. Heather P's gone. Agreeable Competence is gone. Big fucking Cheater's gone. Daniel Cannon's gone. They're all gone. JR is still alive though. And so there we go. So we can follow good old JR. And Zeta0 and Navy Vet for life as well. They're okay. They all survived. But yeah, quite a lot. Ice Yamamoto now has fallen to their doom. So is Mob Mama. But quite a lot of people. Mr. E has been like dead last the whole entire time, but they're alive. They're alive though. And Mr. and Nidhogg and Poen 3000. Oh, Poen 3000 is about to die, so there you go. But so I pressed one by mistake. I nearly followed Brad Burning. But Mr. and Nidhogg are up here right now. And we're going to be following Nidhogg because this is a tough one. You need to try and make this gap, this hole. You need to try and snipe this. And Nidhogg does do it. Does Mr. do it? Mr's right behind him. Mr. does not make it. Nidhogg almost dies, but the pipe moving at his time just kept him alive. You want to go right here. And Jasper's Angel is cooking. Oh, this is going to be very bad. Oh, we have, where's, hold on, where is everyone? I have no idea where I am. I'm in the air. That put you in the air. Okay, I've got no idea what's going on. I'm sorry for that. But it was very confusing because I went through a portal and all of a sudden I couldn't follow anyone anymore. Oh god. No! Nobody won! That was our last marble. We're going to try that again. We're going to try that again. We'll give it 2 more goes. Very exciting course, of course, but there's more to see. And I want to see the rest of the course. I want somebody to get close, for goodness sake. So let's follow Carty Tarty as they go down the right hand side. Kill him in close proximity. You got Joe McKeekin there, McKeekin, I don't know. Egret's there as well. Zucker Bunny and Scaroptic. A lot of people about to get fried right now. So much destruction going off there. These things that pop out of the ground are so devastating. Close that laser! That laser just fried so many people. There are so many people dying behind us right now as well. Look at the death messages on the screen. King Llama's gone. Heather P's gone again. They never survived. We're following MRC Midnight right now. I got no idea how I ended up MRC Midnight, but we're following them right now. Even though they're not winning. So this is the tough bit here. I didn't really show this off before they were on, but there's Brad Burring's gone. Hingle McCringleberry's in contention. Here we go. You need to try and get over these this bridge though. You need to snipe these little holes. Yeah, some people have sniped the holes, but some people did not. Hingle McCringleberry will not be deterred. And neither will Varg Overfall. Going through the portal together, you got Hingle McCringleberry and hold on. Who's going? Oh, I thought they were going to fall for the back there. Here we go. Navy Vet for life is bouncing ahead there to a lead there, and they'll be the first one to attempt to get through the hole. That has not gone well for them whatsoever. They missed their hole. Hingle McCringleberry makes it though, of course he does, and Tata Spirit in close proximity, as well as Dutch Hulk, Smash Gaming, and Chris George. And they've timed the pipe as well, looks like just about. Quite a lot of people have timed that quite well. Now I'm going to just, so going down there is bad. Okay, I see. So the Hingamakringaberry is now not long for this world, but now we have multiple people here to try this bit. So they go through, they get bounced over to there. Oh, why are you in there? Why is Dutch Hulk Smash Gaming in the air? And they're gone. Elaine Walls, Chris George and Ash are the last three alive. Elaine Walls though is making a play for it here. Oh, this is bad, 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 this is no, this is very bad. Okay, Ash. It's down to you, Ash. No pressure. But, why are you bouncing? Oh, so that's a bad bounce, they're dead. And the finish is just there, over there, the finish is right there. Fine, we'll try one more time. We'll give it one more bash, and if nobody wins, then I guess we'll not be adding to the bingo prize fund after all. But I guess that's why these courses are quite impossible. They are possible, they're just very fucking difficult. So let's follow Daniel Cannon this time, because they have the early advantage, followed by Lemon Martin, Palaki, and you've also got Bill Brasky in there as well, and Jasper's Angels, and as well as every single other bastard still in the race. This is a nice part of the race where nobody's dead yet. That'll change in about 10 seconds. There we go. Mob, Mama, Spanrag, David Riley, Johnny Cornbread, Suds, Dashy, Porsche, Rumpf, Sugar Bunny, Tony, Chris Sizemore, Radman, Conroy, Nan, Lionel, Warren, Brian, A. Michael Hunts, Bloody Dead, D-Dog is gone, Dips is gone, Nalteron is gone, Ethan Rumble's gone, there's so many more. Look, we've almost lost half our competitors already. We have 100 people left, essentially. I'm still following Daniel Cannon, and they're still ahead. As always, people die before us. Damien Anderson's gone, Bill Brasky, Jody Taint, Wobbly's gone, Chief Big Boat Ash and Warren, Butterlord's gone, King Llama's gone, Tom's gone, Grow's gone. Daniel Cannon's finally gone. Bump just now is the new leader, although Heather P is still alive. Fucking how rare is that? I think I'll follow Heather. We'll follow Heather because it's quite rare for them to still be alive. Let's jinx that. Let's jinx it by, you know, following Heather and putting pressure on them to try and do well. No pressure, Heather, but we're all watching you. It'd be quite, you know, embarrassing if you kind of fell on your arse right now and died or something. Who's going to be the first one to try the hole? They might snipe us. Oh, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Oh, it wasn't smooth. It wasn't a smooth transition. Meester has bound this hole though. Congratulations to him. He'll be fucking delighted, you know. Someone his age, he's fucking glad to get this hole. And there we go. Meester will be the first one to try and snipe this as well, but he's going down the side. He's going to go for a portal. No, he's not. He went past it altogether. Bump just so manages to snipe that middle gap. Those portals in the middle, I think they lead you up to the top. Yeah, there's a big massive portal up there. And that's what happened before with the confusion I had. There's 3 people left alive. They're all here. And they're all going up together. So what's happening here? Let's keep an eye here. Have a smashing day is gone. Oh, Denim Chicken. Denim Chicken might be okay. No, they're not okay. Oh, they were so close. And that was it. If they made it past that, that would have been an end. Although the... Oh no, that's so cruel. Look at the platform. The winning platform moves as well. You bounce off the top of it. You need to time it perfectly. So it's the right orientation. Because you can't get through that. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Like, where's the gap? How do you get... Do you get in here at the back? Maybe. Oh, that's a weird one. I don't even know how to finish that. I don't know. I'm so confused. You know what? One more time. Just for the hell of it. Why not? That was close. Because Heather survived more than 5 seconds, we'll do it one more time. And then that'll be it. Then I'm calling it quits. Ooh, Auto Insane. I guess we'll follow Auto Insane. Oh, you could follow me. I'm there as well. Oh, am I going to survive? I think I'm going to survive. I'm still alive somehow. I'm going to follow me. We'll follow my marble. The king's marble. The ultimate marble. The greatest marble that ever existed. Look how I roll so majestically so. Still alive as well, and I'm dead. Damn. Alright, we'll follow him. I almost went down again. We need to go up again, we need to go up to catch up with everyone up here. Yeah, Jesus Christ, so many people dying. Lauren V is looks like they're ahead right now. Penitent Sin is back in the lead as well. We've got Tommy on there, we've got Dashi, but we're about to have a whole bunch of people dying here as well. H.M. Local looks like they might survive, but the Gregory Lake just sniped that perfectly. Oops, I followed the wrong person. You press numbers on the keyboard to try and follow people. Gregory Lake is ahead. They just cruised over the fucking the bridge. Without a fear in the world. We are running out of people to live though. We're down to our final 19. 18. 17. 16. Oh, Jasper's Angel survives those Aisha Moto and Lane Walls. The timing for that was not fantastic, but it's actually not bad because they get to go through. Oh, they don't get to go through. Jasper's Angels won't make this, I think. Oh, they barely make it. And so does Dover and Dolly's mom. I guess we'll keep up that lane because they're going to be first here. Millie away there, but they may survive. No, they're not. They're gone. I'm looking at the people in the back there, but they're going to go through. Millie away and Naughty Frills might be okay. That's a bad bump, and that's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. We need to follow. Look at it. Elaine's gone. We've got to accept Elaine's gone. Oh, and Dover's gone as well. But Jasper's Angels is over here. But they need to. This could be good. This could be good. Surely. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, for God's sake. They died. They landed on top of the thing and they died. That's the furthest anyone's ever gotten. And they're definitely dead. We almost had a winner. We almost had a goddamn winner, but sadly it was not to be. The sea of DNFs across the entire board. Sad we couldn't win. God damn. It's so close. Oh well, that brings an end to that, I guess. And I guess that'll bring an end to the stream as well. I'll just get out of the game and get some nice lovely autos on show there. There we go. So guys, thank you very much for joining me for some DSP Bingo Antic. Sad we couldn't get a full host today. But there's always tomorrow, as the old saying goes, because I will be back tomorrow, my usual Sunday bingo session. I don't usually do bingos on Saturdays, remember, but because I missed it on a Friday, I thought I'd just move it to Saturday instead since I had things planned for Friday. And also, by the way guys, thank you very much for the kind words you said about my detractor roast. So I was part of that being said to King of the Ring competition, and I finished quite highly, but not high enough. I think I was like joint 17th, you know what I mean, or something like, you know what I mean, but yeah. I seem to impress the people watching, whatever, they seem to enjoy it. If you've not heard it yet, I'll play it for you guys now, just for the hell of it. This is King of the Ring, and I am the king, I'm winning this thing. And though I can't sing cause I'm new suffering, the real Bill loving the rhymes that I bring. I'm roasting my peers, causing crocodile tears, coming from my whole competition's worst fears. So lend me your ears as I go through the gears, or I'm ending my riles, I'm gonna go careers. Let's start with that being said, I Steve the Dead to his Arnold's massive forehead. I'm staying ahead of an inferior version of SOK's Fred, cause you all know when it comes to the flow, me or cackle with Ludwig and darts to the flow. So get on with the show cause of this here blow, so take a seat Jade cause that thing go. But Raven is squawking, call so the bitches keeps on balking, but he's balking with face of gawking, bars so complex like Robert Stephen Hawking. Fantastic Mr. Sam, listing and wonders as a term asunder, cause challenging me was an amateur blunder, shots my bars like a rolling thunder. So make sure you bring your best, bubble star scale, length and all the rest, cause this contest is quite to suggest that you're lacking the fire and I'm not impressed. Careful not to stutter, super chopper, leave you all a flutter, I'm as smooth as butter, whereas you're a drama baiting nutter. Unlike Lars, I got the bars, leaving them seeing stars, hitting so hard like heavyweight spars, I swear it'll likely believe in scars. Dark side job it lacking the skill to chill for Phil, and feeling so ill, so give him a pill, he's paying the bill. I'll beat him so bad as I go for the kill. Bringing the fire and desirable, others conspire to hardly retire, but skills that require are all fucking dire as I'm climbing higher and higher and higher. Bloody I own got me standing alone, for it has always been known, the king of the throne has now set a tone, so time to step up to the microphone. Yeah, and yes, and that was my detractor roast, I guess, for lack of a better term. And yeah, it actually done better than I thought it was in terms of, you know, points or rewards, whatever. I was actually expecting, like, I said this as well before the decision was made, whatever. I said I thought I'd get 4 from the judges and maybe a 5 from the audience. So I actually got a bit better than that, you know what I mean? So overall, I think I got 5 from 2 judges and 4 from 1. And the audience votes was a 5 as well, you know what I mean? So there we go. But yeah, to be fair though, very, very impressive amount of talent on show. The people that got top marks earned those top marks. Some of the songs that people made for this event was insane. Some of the, it's like I mean, it's one of those things where the more I watched the show, the more I watched the King of the Ring, I was thinking to myself, I'm in trouble. Like, I'm in danger here. There's no, like, I'm not gonna be able to compete with these massive, incredible fucking bangers like Darks. Did you hear Darks to the Flows tune? It was insane, and that's just one example. But there's so many other people did amazing things as well, you know what I mean? But still, it was a fun time, you know what I mean? And I'm glad people enjoyed it regardless. The sad thing is, obviously, people won't get to hear my round 2 track, you know? I had my round 2 track written out and everything, you know what I mean? And it wasn't going to be about detractors, it was going to be about Phil and Cat and Roasting Nose, and I had the lyrics down, I got the song picked as well, the music picked. Maybe I'll perform it one time, who fucking knows, I don't know, but I guess I'll have to wait and see. But anyway guys, I am going to wrap things up there. Thank you once again to you guys, hope you all enjoyed the bingo, thank you very much for keeping writing the card, and thank you for contributing and everything else as well. Thank you Toxic Chargers for giving away a PlayStation 5 copy of Spider-Man 2, very kind of you indeed. I think I saw back in the day, I think I saw him just say give it away. Yeah, he says here, I don't have a console, so let someone else have the game. Cheers, goodbye all, fuck me. Maybe we'll try again tomorrow to give away. How's that? So I've still got a code. We can almost try again tomorrow to give away. Oh balls! There's no worries. It's okay. But yeah, we'll have another go tomorrow to give away. I'll roll over, I guess. But yeah, well, that's something to look forward to tomorrow, I guess. You know, there we go. Remember something. If you have a PlayStation 5, it might be in your best interest to hang around for the marbles after the bingo tomorrow. You know, we'll have a special little marbles race regardless, so just to see who gets to win the PlayStation 5 version of Spider-Man 2. But screw it. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Wherever you end up doing with it, I will see you all tomorrow for some bingo antics. But until then, I'm going to end how it always ends, by playing Notorious PIG contributions made by supremely talented Pixar Animations. So, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and goodbye.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside, and all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day. Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money. it's gone, just gone like that.